Welcome to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's Fox NFL Sunday, and today the Detroit Lions host the Atlanta Falcons. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fox NFL Sunday. I'm Sam Rosen, along with 7-year defensive back Ron Pitts. And he's excited. I'm excited. Everybody positive around here. The word is new. New coaches, new systems, new philosophy.
Yeah, Bobby Ross comes in here. He brings with him a conventional style of offense. Everybody knew Detroit last year was predictable. So he comes in, he changes the formation, changes the sets. Most important change, 2 backs in the backfield. Now that's key for Barry Sanders because he's going to have to follow that guy on the right, Corey Schlesinger. Schlesinger's a load. He's been killing people. Now Barry said last night, well, it's a bit of a change and adjustment. Don't believe it, Sam. Barry can run behind anything and anybody.
Now the Atlanta Falcons have undergone a big change in their offense also.
Yeah, forget the run and shoot. That's gone. No more 4 wide receivers on the field. No more 3-yard routes. It's hammer time. I'm not talking about MC Hammer. I'm talking about Jamal Anderson. He's a big-time load. Over 1,000 yards rushing last year. A huge per carry average. I like what he can do. Watch his stiff arm. He can hurt you. Don't forget now, they still got good firepower on the outside. Terrence Mathis is back, and he can catch some balls for you.
Falcons 3-13 last season. Lions 5-11, looking to turn it around. Coming up, it's the Falcons and the Lions from the Pontiac Silverdome. Ron and I will be back for the opening kickoff when Fox NFL Sunday continues after these messages from your local station.
And now, the Erickson Countdown continues.
Dan Reeves, in his 17th year as a head coach, 12 years with the Denver Broncos, last 4 years with the Giants, and now taking over with the Atlanta Falcons. And Bobby Ross,
look at this, boy.
The lineup for the Atlanta Falcons.
They threw a little curve at him.
And here is Gordon Anderson kicking off. Glenn Milburn at the goal line. Being pressured, trying to get outside. Gets across the 20, flags fly. 3 of them go down as he's taken out of bounds by Ronnie Bradford at about the 22-yard line. You had a look at Lions head coach Bobby Ross. After 5 years in San Diego, took the San Diego Chargers to the Super Bowl in '94. Officials talking about it.
That looks like it's going to be a holding.
It is against the Lions.
Holding. Number 29 during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Harry Colon, the man called for the hold on the return. Let's take a look at the Lions offense. Scott Mitchell. Last year, an off year for him. 17 touchdown passes, 17 interceptions. Watch the right tackle. It's a key position on the offensive line. Outstanding receivers, and Barry Sanders has had 8 consecutive 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Here's Barry Sanders. Slipped at the 10, down at the 11-yard line. William White, one-time Detroit Lion, made the stop. William White played his first 6 seasons in the NFL with the Lions. Here's the Falcons defense up front. Chuck Smith will apply some pressure. Dan Owens is a former Lion. The linebackers, the great Jesse Tuggle has led the Falcons in tackles the last 8 seasons. And the deep backs have all been changed, with the exception of Devin Bush. He's switched positions, though, to free safety. Swung out to Sanders. Across the 20. This is something we'll see a lot of. Barry Sanders as a receiver.
Well, last year, everybody in the NFL knew that the Detroit Lions were predictable. You knew what they were going to do based on how they lined up. And that was one of the first things Bobby Ross changed. He said, okay, we're going to come with a lot of different formations. We're going to move people around. Herman Moore is going to be on the same side, and we're going to use Barry Sanders out of the backfield catching like they did on that play.
Now 3 wide receivers for the Lions. Scott Mitchell checking off at the line. Sanders the lone setback. First down for the Lions at the 24. The pump fake. Mitchell looking, throwing deep. Wide open. Glenn Milburn across the 40 and down to the 33-yard line. Glenn Milburn did not take a snap from scrimmage last season. He was strictly a return man.
Glenn Milburn, inside receiver right there. He's going to come down, go to the outside, and go up the field. Just like you said, Sam Rosen, Milburn was not a wide receiver last year. That was a change Bobby Ross wanted to make. change people around, use the personnel in areas that people hadn't seen it before. It's funny, I talked to Milburn before the game. He said, I'm fine with wide receiver. I'm just really not cool on going across the middle yet, but everything else is good.
The latest Sanders, he gets 3 yards down to the 30. The pickup on the completion to Glenn Milburn was 43 yards. Glenn Milburn was an outstanding receiver coming out of the backfield when he was with Denver. He was a running back. He has made the switch now to wide receiver.
Yeah, there's a guy who set a record for a game in all-purpose yards, multi-purpose yards. He can do a lot of different things. So now you put him there along with a Johnny Morton and a Herman Moore, you've got a legit threat. And don't forget the tight end Dave Sloan, 86. He's back healthy after missing all of last year.
Herman Moore in motion on 2nd and 7. Mitchell steps away from the pressure and runs across the 30. Dives forward to the 26-yard line. David Brandon covered it.
Scott Mitchell has lost a lot of weight in the offseason. He stayed around here all year long, and all anybody can talk about in Detroit is how he never missed a workout in the off-season conditioning program. He got together with a stretch guru out in California. The guy is more fluid, more elusive. He feels better. And if you notice the tempo of this Detroit Lion offense, Bobby Ross wants to have them out of the huddle on the line with 18 seconds to show on the clock, and they do that. So it's not your imagination, Sam. They are moving fast.
3rd and 2. Trouble on the handoff, and the Falcons have it. Play ball. Barry Sanders never got the ball. The Falcons got it in midair. Lester Archambault. And the Falcons, with a big turnover, take over on their own 30-yard line.
That's a huge turnover. That's a huge play. I don't know if the exchange between Mitchell and Sanders was correct. It didn't even look like Barry knew he was going to get the football. Going to the line of scrimmage, I saw Mitchell try to change a play. I don't know if they're on the same page.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to fly. By the new 1997 Toyota Camry, now better than ever. By Coors Light, proud partner of the John Wayne Cancer Institute and their search for a cure. And by 1-800-COLLECT. It's the way to call Collect.
Chris Chandler at quarterback. Falcons 1st and 10 at their own 31. Jamal Anderson, the lone setback. 2 tight ends in there. A fumble on the snap, and Chandler's got it back. Roman Fort in the center. Chris Chandler, the quarterback, and a little sloppy there.
Since we're on the subject of fumbles, let's go back to this fumble here. Now, look at Barry Sanders. Does it look to you like he's expecting the ball? It doesn't to me. Like I said, quarterback looked to change the play right before the snap, and I don't know, I just don't think they were on the same page.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Chandler, the short drop, incomplete, intended for the rookie tight end, O.J. Santiago, broken up by the left cornerback, Greg Jeffries.
Jeffries is stepping in. Jeffries was not slated to start. Bryant Westbrook, the rookie cornerback that just drafted 1st round, he was supposed to go in and start. Now, he pulls a growing muscle. And once again, it's the age-old thing, coming in late to camp, only having a couple weeks of practice, trying to push. You know, they lose him for the 1st game. But Jeffries, an experienced guy, comes in and makes the play.
Lions call timeout. There was confusion on defense. The Lions called timeout. Didn't have the right personnel they wanted in there. 11:34 to go, 1st quarter. And the Falcons and Lions are scoreless. We'll be right back. At the Silverdome in Pontiac. The Lions called timeout. Barry Sanders still talking things over after that fumble. Falcons have a 3rd and 12 on their own 29. They have 3 wide receivers in there, and Harold Green is in at the lone setback. 5 defensive backs in for the Lions. Chandler with a long count. Everybody out. And the deep ball from Chandler. Looking for Bert Emanuel. He's got it. Inside the 20. Out of bounds at the 15. What a pass by Chris Chandler.
One of the reasons the Lions wanted to start Westbrook because they loved his speed. He could fly. He's not in there. They go with Jeffries. He doesn't have the kind of speed to keep up with a guy like Bert Emanuel. Watch the protection. It starts here. Look at that pocket he's got to step up in there. Yeah, he gets a shot there, but hey, that's too late. The ball's gone. And one thing that Chris Chandler can do is put the deep ball on the money. Folks, that is as on the money as money is going to get.
50,
that was versus Jeff.
Yeah, 56-yard pickup. Jamal Anderson's first carry was for about 3 yards. Jamal Anderson rushed for 1,055 yards last season as he took over as the feature back. His goal this season, 1,500 yards and the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to get 1,500 on national TV, then I'm going to rip up the contract. Okay, more power to you. But you know what? People talk about him running the football and the transition of the offensive line from running shoot to conventional blocking. Don't forget, they got some people on the perimeter. We mentioned Terrence Mathis in the open. Well, Bert Emanuel's had a pretty darn good camp.
Bob Christian, who played the last 2 seasons with Carolina, actually IR'd last year, is the fullback. Anderson looks for a hole, doesn't have much. Falls forward for about a yard. Bring up 3rd and long. Luther Ellis, big Luther. The big man on the front line for the Lions made the stop with help from Stephen Boyd and Antonio London.
The fight up front, as we look at Luther Ellis right here, is going to be an undersized Detroit defensive line versus a huge Atlanta offensive line.
Well, let's remember Luther Ellis and Jamal Anderson are friends from their days in Utah.
He picked them up at the hotel last night.
3rd and 7. Wide receivers to the left side. Chandler wide of Terrence Mathis. Looked like he was looking for a cut to the outside. Mathis just turned around at the goal line. And Morton Anderson will come in to attempt a field goal for the Atlanta Falcons. Morton Anderson, who's a big hero in Jacksonville.
Well, yeah, he is. Tell you what, 16 years in the league, though. I got to take my hat off to the guy in spite of what happened last year at the end of the season.
One of the all-time greats, 4th all-time in field goals made. This will tie him for 3rd, and it is good. So the Atlanta Falcons off the long pass play from Chris Chandler to Bert Emanuel get on the board first and lead the Detroit Lions 3-0. 7 plays, 57 yards. Big play there, the 56-yard pass completion from Chris Chandler to Bert Emanuel, and Morton Anderson with the field goal, his 356th career field goal. And he has now scored in 207 consecutive games, an NFL record. Glenn Milburn is deep. Anderson kicks it off, and Milburn comes up to take it on the 6. Gets up to the 25-yard line. Chris Schelling, number 42. Eddie Sutter picked up this week, number 50, in on the tackle. Scott Mitchell gets set to come out for his 2nd offensive series.
Now here's the big play to Emanuel, the big bomb. I want you to watch this man. That's Greg Jeffries. Watch his head. All right, he is in man-to-man coverage. But you notice he keeps looking at the quarterback, and meanwhile, Emanuel is going downtown. At some point, you got to get your vision back to the man you're covering and cover him. That's one of the hardest things for a cornerback to learn. Don't peek, cover.
Mitchell fakes, the ball is knocked loose, and Mitchell recovers.
You know what, Sam? It's interesting talking to Scott Mitchell and a lot of the Lion players. Got Bobby Ross coming in here, a new coaching staff, a lot of changes. Everybody is very upbeat and positive. But you know, this man here, Mitchell, went through a rough year last year. Don't think that if he doesn't start off good, he won't hear the boo birds around here. That time, a little undecided.
It looked like
tries
he
to pull it down.
Yeah.
Pull it down.
Hit his own man. Lucky to recover. Lost back to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 24. Sanders spins and gets across the 10, a couple of yards on the play. Shane Dronette, number 75, who was released by the Lions last week and picked up by the Atlanta Falcons. His 2nd trip to Atlanta, makes the stop. Actually played 5 games with Atlanta last season. After the game against the Lions, asked for his release. Then he was signed by the Lions, and the Lions cut him, and the Falcons re-signed him.
So in other words, he knows his way to finance pretty well.
That's right.
That's what you're trying to tell me.
3rd and 23. 3 wideouts in for the Lions. Mitchell looks for a man, and it's intercepted. Great interception by Ronnie Bradford.
Wow. Once again, what did I tell you? Here are the birds. The boos start once again for Scott Mitchell.
Bad start for the Lions. 2 turnovers, a fumble, and now an interception.
I'll tell you what, there's Bradford right there. He's going to buzz back, as they call it, in a nice zone area. He keeps his eye on the quarterback like he can do in zone, but do you see the way he got up for that ball? He was in what they call the throwing lane. That's why Mitchell couldn't get that ball over.
Totally revamped secondary for the Falcons, and Bradford comes through the interception. First down at the 29 for Atlanta. That's Terrence Mathis in motion. Anderson takes it, goes outside, pulls his way across the 25 down to the 22.
Here it is again. Now, Mitchell's got a little bit of pressure. I think somebody might have hit him there. But you see the way Bradford, he's right in that lane going toward Johnny Morton. I mean, it would have had to be a perfect throw to get it to Johnny Morton. That's a good job of reading zone coverage. Like I said, that's an area where you can look at the quarterback. And that's big time there. His first interception. He'll go home with a big smile on his face, one way or another.
First by a Falcons cornerback in 15 games. Their defensive secondary was bad last season. Delay to Jamal Anderson. And the big crowd falls forward to the 20-yard line, just short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and about 1.
One thing that the Falcons did not want to let the Lions do is, number one, dictate with Barry Sanders. Now, everybody says that, okay, but how you going about stopping it is another thing. So what they say is, we are going to try to run, hold on to the ball possession as much as possible, and that's what they're doing. And Detroit is playing right into that with the turnover.
Falcons have a big edge in weight, offensive line versus the Lions' defensive line.
Yeah, and that comes from Art Shell, the great all-pro lineman, who is now the offensive line coach for the Atlanta Falcons.
Mathis in motion, 3rd and 1. While he was falling down, he pitched to Anderson.
There's
and he's out of bounds. Very close to a first down. They're going to have to measure on this one. Good job of stringing it out by the Lions defense.
You saw some of that stiff arm there, and I tell you, between Walter Payton and a little Earl Campbell, it's close. Now, you know the mistake that Jamal Anderson made there? He had to make sure and push that ball across the yard marker. He got too worried about stiff-arming the opponent. Now, watch here. They're just going to try a nice little toss sweep right at you. Decent block by Christian there. Now, here's a stiff arm. He's got to reach that ball out front.
Falcons going for it. 4th and less than a yard.
Sneak it.
Quarterback sneaked, and Chandler falls forward. Looks like he's got it. A flag goes down.
Might be a delay of game. I'm looking at a quick 0 on the play clock.
Zuccarello's pointing the Falcons' way, thinks it's against them. And it is.
There was no play. Delay of game. Prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That is a huge mistake right there. Because Chris Chandler goes over, makes the first down, but between the time that Anderson goes out of bounds on the play before, they can't get the play in fast enough. Somewhere there's a mistake.
This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt for Morton Anderson out of Dan Straczynski's hold. The kick on the way.
Ooh, no
good. He pulled it.
See?
So that is a big,
it's huge. That's huge.
mistake.
And those are the type of things in training camp, for whatever reason, that they work on. They drill. That's why they have 3 and 4 mini camps, so they don't come into a crucial situation and not get the playoff in time. Here's the missed field goal by Morton Anderson. They say that this snap, hold, and kick has to all be done in about 1.3 seconds. And it was then, but did you see the rush there? And look at Morton Anderson. He knew right when he kicked it, Sam.
Yep.
That's what happens when you're 16 years in the league. You know as soon as the league is good.
Lions' 3rd offensive possession. Mitchell in trouble, rolls and gets rid of it. Dropped by Herman Moore. So the Lions struggling offensively right now for McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. JB.
Sam, I know Ron can appreciate this block by 37 Larry Centers. That frees Leland McElroy 17 yards to pay dirt. Cardinals on top by a touch, trying to win for the first time ever in Cincinnati. Back to Sam Rosen, Ron Pitts.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah,
JB.
that was very nice, JB. I do appreciate it.
Mitchell off the play fake, being pressed by Travis Hall. Mitchell throws deep down the sideline for Johnny Morton through his hands. This looks like impromptu football out there. Fans don't like it. Some wild stuff.
I tell you, I thought that ball could have been caught by Johnny Morton, and Bobby Ross doesn't like it. Here's Morton. Now he realizes very smartly that his quarterback is in trouble, so he gets himself all the way across the field, and the man is beat. His man covering is beat. Johnny, my man,
Right
I love you, but you got to come up with that ball.
Brett Perriman left. Johnny Morton takes over as the #2 receiver. 3 wideouts in for the Lions now. Glenn Milburn is back in. Caught the big pass earlier. On 3rd and 10, flags go down. Mitchell throws it away. Big pressure off the blitz by Ronnie Bradford. And Cornelius Bennett was blitzing as well. A lot of pressure on Scott Mitchell.
Well, they call that bringing the heat, Sam.
Oh, boy.
And the heat may have been offsides, but I tell you what, it was there.
Tom White, the referee.
Illegal shift on the offense. That penalty is declined. Intentional grounding is accepted. Loss of down spot by rule. 4th down.
Nothing going right for the Lions right now.
Well, the illegal shift involved probably Herman Moore and someone else not being set when they start moving. And now here you see Scott Mitchell, he doesn't get that ball back to the line of scrimmage. That's an intentional grounding.
And the play is whistled dead before they got it off. John Jett, the new punter for the Lions, taking over this season. Mark Royals was there last year.
Play. Ball was snapped before the whistle was blown.
Okay.
See, the Lions now, they have to date here one good series. They go down to the opponent's 30, and then they have the miscue. Okay, then they come again, they have another miscue. Now they're going to punt in their own territory. This is where Atlanta can take control of this contest. Simply by field position, they're going to get the ball. If Kinchin makes any kind of decent run at all, he'll get over the 30. That's like textbook on how you hurt yourself as an offense.
Todd Kinchin bothered by a hamstring problem all week.
But I tell you something about Todd Kinchin, he's an exciting guy to watch. You never know what's going to happen, that's for sure.
Good kick by John Jett. Kinchin at the 35, and he's brought down immediately. Robert Bailey with a fine tackle, and great hang time for John Jett on the punt.
That's why the punter is a weapon. And also the flyers on the outside, that's why they have to be blocked. 35 Bailey, he's not being blocked. Ray Buchanan is following him. But now see, one great play on special teams totally negates positive field position for the Atlanta Falcons.
49-yard punt for John Jett. Falcons 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Bert Emanuel to the right, Terrence Mathis to the left. Bob Christian and Jamal Anderson in the backfield with Chris Chandler. Falcons leading 3-0. Chandler off the play fake, has time. Now nobody open, loose ball. And it's recovered.
Oh,
Still
nice
loose. Waldrop missed it. Herman Waldrop tried to pick it up, but he missed it.
I thought that Chris Chandler had O.J. Santiago wide open, and for some reason he pulled it down and double clutched it, and that's what got him in trouble. And they got somebody hurt.
Hey, we need a football.
Falcons have recovered. Kerwin Waldrop could have just fallen on the ball. He tried to pick it up while it was still bouncing.
That looks like Anton Davis. Pressure's going to come from the outside. That'll be Robert Porcher right there. And that is a fumble. That is a live ball. Now Waldrop tries to pick it up. I don't think so. Somebody else kicks it. Now the Keystone Cops drama starts. Somewhere down below there, And it looks like, see right there, that was the first look. I thought he had O.J. Santiago open.
Mistake by Waldrop.
Now you can see right down there, 67. That's Anton Davis.
76.
76,
Yeah.
excuse me, 76. That's where he got hurt.
He's on the bottom of the pile, and somebody may have rolled up over his leg. There is Anton Davis, the big right tackle, 7th-year man out of Tennessee. Came to the Falcons last season from the Philadelphia Eagles as an unrestricted free agent.
Okay, right there. Now that's O.J. Santiago, the tight end. I want you to watch here. I thought that he was the player that was open. For one split second, right there, I thought maybe Chandler could have got him the football. But of course, things look different from up here, Sam, than they do down there. So I'm going to give Chandler that benefit of a doubt, especially as many years he's been in the league.
There is the rookie O.J. Santiago from Kent State. And Anton Davis.
Anton, he might have got a shot in the low growing area there.
Matt Willig, his 5th-year man out of Southern Cal, goes in at right tackle.
Anton's voice might be a little higher when he comes back in the game.
Still being checked out by the trainers. A loss of 5 on the play for the Falcons. It's 2nd and 15. 5:13 remaining in the first quarter. Falcons a 3-0 lead. Michael Haynes and Todd Kinchin now in at wide receivers for the Falcons. Santiago, the man in motion, now sets. Long count. Jamal Anderson off the draw. Gets about 3 yards on the play.
This is interesting. Now Jamal Anderson, he's going to have a little bit of a change up this year. You know, he's going to have a fullback that he's got to follow around there too. But he really didn't come off last night like he enjoyed that whole thing. You know, he said that, well, I'm not so sure that he's going to go where I want to run, and if I'm following him, if he's not following the hole, it could be disaster.
3 wide receivers in for the Falcons. Harold Green is in at the running back position. 3rd and 13. Pressure, screen to Green. He's got nobody in front of him, no blockers, and he's pulled down by the middle linebacker Stephen Boyd at the 40-yard line.
People talked about the defense not playing well last year. Well, guess who's getting the standing ovation right now? The defense is going to have to keep the Lions in this game until they get that offense on track.
Ron Rice, the nickel back, in on the tackle. Dan Straczynski standing back at his 25. High kick, way up there. Milburn waits for the fair catch at the 15-yard line. Otherwise, he'd have got hammered by Jerron Bolden, who was the first man down for Atlanta. There's a flag on the play, and it's against the Falcons.
They're going to make him re-kick it.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, Dan Straczynski, nobody forces more fair catches than he does. He gets great hang time, and if you're a special teams coach, you love a guy like that punting for you.
Ineligible lineman, number 54 on the kicking team downfield. It's a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's Ruffin Hamilton, the man who left too soon. That's Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach of the Atlanta Falcons, a little upset.
There's Ruffin Hamilton right there. Now these guys inside, they get a little anxious. They can't go. They cannot cross the line until the ball is punted. The only men allowed to release downfield, the outside flyers, as we call them. Well, you know what? He's got that big time special teams incentive. You know, he gets a big helmet and a big cooler full of juices and meats at the end of the year. So I don't blame him for trying to fly down there and get that tackle.
Straczynski back at his 20-yard line. Long count. Straczynski gets it away. Flag goes down again. High kick drives Milburn back to the 17. Gets past 2 men, gets tripped up at about the 24-yard line. Ruffin Hamilton got down to make the tackle. And let's check it out again. See if Dan Straczynski gets some more work. Yeah. And the Falcons will kick again as Bobby Ross pointed the Falcons' way. You can see Adam Schreiber, he's the long snapper, talking to Dan Reeves.
See, now this is starting to work in reverse for the Falcons. They've gone from being able to punt Detroit in pretty bad field position to now Detroit will have pretty decent field position.
Straczynski shaking his head. And he's getting a lot of work here. Straczynski saying, wait a second, I thought training camp ended. And Milburn, outstanding. Ooh, return man. Dan Reeves very upset.
What did I ask Danny last night? I said, does the pressure and the stress and the intensity of it ever lessen for you as many years as you played and coached? He says, no, I don't think so.
No flags this time, partially blocked.
Oh, that's a late flag. Sam, you were right. That's a late flag. And they're going to call a roughing now.
The kicker.
It depends on the variety. It'll be a 5 or 15, but they got it.
It's going to be Robert Bailey. So this time against the Lions. And this could be a first down for the Falcons. Let's see.
You realize we spent about 5 minutes trying to punt one football? I mean, they talk about the time consumption of instant replay. Now Bobby's out there. Now there's Dan Reeves again.
Running into the kicker. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll re-kick. Fourth down.
Now watch here. After Straczynski has kicked the ball. Now that's Bailey right there at 35. He runs right into him. There he is. Oh, and now they could say that he was blocked into him, but Bailey took about 2 steps after the block. And plus he didn't touch the ball. You don't get a piece of that ball, you can't get a piece of the punter.
All right, it's a 5-yard.
Oh, this is
another flag goes down. Big high kick. Milburn waving. It went out of bounds.
You know what? We better send down a bag of ice and 2 Advil for Dan Straczynski's leg because he's about to pull a muscle.
He has just kicked 4 in a row. Jody Camillus and Dan Reeves talking things over on the other sideline. Bobby Ross. And it's against the Falcons. Oh, wait a second.
Tom
Lions are checking out whether they can take the ball. Went out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Well, this has been one comedy of errors on special teams.
You know, supposedly the coaches aren't allowed on the field at any time, but don't tell Bobby Ross and his staff that, or Joe DeCamillis. He's on the field. Reeves is about 5 yards out. There's Bobby. Bobby's a good, 5 yards in. The cord holder. He's important. He's got to go where Bobby goes.
And that's Chuck Prefer, the special teams coach for the Lions.
Flags on the play. One downfield. The IBW was after the kick was out of bounds. Therefore, there is no infraction. You have an illegal formation on the kicking team. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced. Fourth down.
Yeah, that's a penalty. There has to be 7 men on the line of scrimmage at all time in football. But what's happening is, you know, Atlanta feels the leakage coming through. They're trying to cheat their guys back to protect the punter.
This is Dan Straczynski's 5th punt since we got to 4th down.
He may pull on this one.
He gets it away. It's short. It's high. Milburn, fair catch at the 34.
So we're right back to where we started, a fair catch.
And a standing ovation. They finally got it right.
But you know what? If you play special teams, that's good because now for your incentive package, you get more plays. So those guys got about 5 extra plays that time.
After September 19th, your Friday nights will never be the same. Who is he? Why is he here? Prepare yourself for his arrival. The Visitor, followed by the season premiere of the Millennium, Friday, September 19th on Fox.
Very nice, very nice.
You like that stuff?
Oh, I love that stuff.
Barry Sanders for about 2 yards.
Easy up,
Falcons have done a reasonably good job on Barry Sanders in 6 games against him. They've held him under 100 yards in 5 of the 6. Barry Sanders with 3 consecutive 1,500-yard seasons, an NFL record. Second down, everybody out. Mitchell. The pass to Herman Moore is complete short of a first down. At about the 44-yard line, Ray Buchanan was covering on the play. That's one of the better matchups of the game.
Yeah, it is. Herman Moore doing a little talking there. You know, Herman, he dropped that other ball on the other side of the field, the left side. He's not used to working on the left side of the field. Right. He's not used to going in motion. They sit Herman down, and then he stays there, and that's why they've been predictable so much. He's much more comfortable than you see it on that right side.
3 tight ends in for the Lions on 3rd and 1. It's Barry Sanders off the pitch. Schlesinger was the lead blocker, and it's a first down. Barely. But Corey Schlesinger, the fullback, is the lead blocker for Barry Sanders. Ray Buchanan was in on the tackle for the Falcons.
Tell you what, 3rd and short, put the game in your money guy. Right there, Barry Sanders. But watch this block by number 30, Corey Schlesinger. He's just got to make an impact, and he does it. He pushes Bush out, and that gives Barry a seam daylight. And you know what Barry Sanders can do with a little bit of daylight.
Lions first down across the 45. There's the 3rd-year man out of Nebraska, Corey Schlesinger.
He's been banging so much he had to come out of there. Get some more air in his helmet, probably.
Play fake, pressure, screen pass to Sanders is incomplete.
Well, you got to like the pressure that this Atlanta defense, a defense that doesn't have a lot of depth. You talk to anybody, you look at their depth chart, and you wonder where they're going to get guys. And they got some guys banged up. Owens right there. He's involved in it. Travis Hall probably making the biggest impact down inside a defensive tackle. And then the linebackers, a lot of pressure put on the 3 linebackers this year. People expecting Cornelius Bennett along with Tuggle to elevate their games even more.
Sanders trying to get out. It is. Good tackle on the play by Cornelius Bennett.
Tell you what, Cornelius Bennett, when he came out of college and went to Buffalo, his forte was hostility and running to the football. That's what you have him for, and this is what he does here. You know, this is how Cornelius Bennett looks at it. He chases Barry Sanders down from the backside. But the reason he's able to do that, he got a lot of help from his friends on the front side. Pursuit and making Barry have to stop his feet.
3rd and 10, Mitchell in trouble. Throws to the sideline. Johnny Morton with the grab, but it's short of a first down. Again, the Falcons continue to get pressure. Chuck Smith with some good pressure from his right defensive end position.
I'll tell you what, give Rich Brooks some credit so far, because the Falcons have made life tough on the line. And one of the things that Scott Mitchell talked about yesterday, when things go bad, we just got to stay together. Well, here's the test right now. And it's not that bad. It's only 3-0, but I tell you, the way they've had some drives going, it looks worse than that.
John Jett with the punt. It's a high kick. Fair catch waved for by Todd Kinchin. Lets it bounce inside the 10. Lions have it covered at the 2. Good punt by John Jett. Over 4 seconds of hang time. It's down at the 2-yard line by Robert Bailey. We've come to the end of the first quarter at the Silverdome in Pontiac. The Lions have struggled offensively. The Falcons lead it 3-0. I'm wondering if that punt by the Lions may get them rolling, because they've pinned the Falcons deep in their own territory.
It's a good opportunity right now for them to make something happen for the offense. Great field position now for the defense. They got to try to put them down.
I know the Lions have to be a little concerned, because the offense really hasn't been in sync at all.
You know what? Think about it. We're talking about a new offense, new coach, all that kind of good stuff. It takes a while. You got free agents. You don't have the time you used to have. It takes a while.
Falcons from their own 2-yard line. Jamal Anderson and Bob Christian in the backfield. With Chris Chandler, quarterback. Long count. The pitch to Jamal Anderson. He's going to throw. He fakes. He eludes the man. Throws deep. Nobody's out there. Incomplete. Intended for Terrence Mathis, but he was double covered on the play. Lions had it covered well.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. You know, you want to try to run that ball out of there and give yourself a little room to do, if nothing else, punt it. But then you can't rule out the pass.
Dan Reeves comes into every game with some trick plays. The option here by Jamal Anderson. And the two safeties, Mark Carrier and Van Malone, have it covered. 2nd and 10. Christian shifts. Anderson carries nothing. Great stop up front by the Lions. That may be a loss of a yard. Mike Wells, the nose tackle. Reggie Brown, number 59, the right linebacker, in on the stop.
You're looking at a situation here where Atlanta is just got to try to get enough room to punt this football out of there. Right there, look at the pursuit down the line. Great play. 59, Reggie Brown. He was a rookie last year, hurt on and off. We're expecting some huge things from him this year.
Penetration by Kerwin Waldrop also is playing for the injured Tracy Scroggins.
Right, the defensive line makes it possible for those linebackers to make plays in that situation.
3rd and 11.
Watch out.
Chandler throws it away, and it's incomplete. Byron Hanspar, the rookie out of Texas Tech, was there, fortunately. Otherwise, it would have been a safety.
I tell you what, I think that was also a good move by Chris to throw the ball out there, but a better move to just go ahead and drop it, because that looked like it could have been a tackle, fumble, interception. It looked ugly all the way around. Watch this little shovel. So much for him to grasp.
Luther Ellis had him. And now the Falcons call timeout. They were short a man. So the troubles on special teams continue. Falcons forced to take a timeout. They were -1 man on the field. Had to take a timeout.
Yeah, Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach, he went over and talked to Michael Booker. Looked as though Booker was supposed to be out on the field there. They had a problem.
And there's Booker, the first-round draft pick of the Atlanta Falcons. Joe DeCamillis perplexed over what's happened with his special teams units thus far. His punting unit has really had some problems. This will be difficult for Dan Straczynski now. His heels will be just in front of the back line. He's only got 11 yards.
And by the time he punts it, he's going to be at about 8 or 9.
Glenn Milburn standing at the Falcons' 45-yard line, set to receive.
This is where you have a great opportunity for a good run back, because everybody's thinking protection first.
Good high kick by Straczynski.
They got a flag.
Milburn, and they whistle it dead. They stopped the play. Wow. Dan Straczynski's had a lot of work in this first half.
Delay a game. Offense. After distance to the goal. 4th down.
The ball is now a half yard out from the goal line. Man.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Glenn Milburn, I am loving this situation, because I know that the guys in the white shirts have to worry about protecting first. The punter is nervous. He just wants to get it out of there.
And Straczynski gets it away toward the sideline. Milburn's
got to try.
It's out of bounds around the 45. Good job by Straczynski to get it away, but the Lions get good field position.
Well, you can see Milburn wanted it too. He tried to put his feet on the end line there, and wasn't going to happen. Got to let it go.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Texaco, a world of energy. By Nike. By Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com. And by Snickers. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
Sam Rosen, Ron Pitts at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Lions have the ball at the Falcons 46. And Bobby Ross, the head coach of the Lions, was upset with the spot. Thought it should have been 2 yards up. Bobby Ross, 5 years at San Diego, 3 winning seasons, 2 500 seasons. 1994 took the Chargers to the Super Bowl.
Well, Bobby talked about having 32 minutes of total offense during the game in terms of time of possession. He's far from that right now just because of the 1, 2, 3 and outs and the fumbles and turnovers and all that kind of good stuff. But like everybody talked about, hey, it's going to be some changes going around here. New staff.
Hold on.
New situation. Everybody's going to have to hold tight. And the same way for Atlanta.
2 tight ends in for the Lions, Pete Metzelars and David Sloan. Lone setback is Barry Sanders. First and 10 for the Lions at the Falcons 46. Sanders cuts back. It's about 3, and the Falcons continue to do a good job on Barry Sanders. Right now, for McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center. JB.
Sam, tell Ron we normally don't show 1-yard runs, but Lawrence Phillips' great second and third effort gets stopped here, drags a 260-pound defensive end across into the end zone. Rams leading the Saints 7-6 back in the second. Back to Sam Rosen, Ron Pitts.
Vermeil and Ditka, what do you think?
Football. Hardcore football. Plays like that.
Play fake by Mitchell, going deep down the sideline for Herman Moore. He's got it. Flag goes down. Moore goes into the end zone. Herman Moore, one of the greats. 106 yards, 6 receptions last season, 123 the NFL record the season before, and the flags are against the Falcons.
Watch the way Herman Moore uses his body here. He just gets up over Ronnie Bradford and makes the catch. Now Ronnie Bradford is at 5'10", 185 pounds. Moore 6'4". That's quite a difference. And Scott Mitchell knows that. And Bobby Ross knows that if he can move Herman Moore around like that, Herman catches that ball on the left side of the field, that it's going to make a difference. Match him up on different people around the field, so now you can't double cover him like you used to.
Herman Moore has scored 34 touchdowns the last 3 seasons. Hanson's extra point is good. So the Lions have scored for the first time in the new season. Herman Moore using his height and reach to take it away from Ronnie Bradford and go in for the touchdown. Ronnie Bradford, unrestricted free agent pickup from Arizona, part of the revamped secondary of the Falcons, but he got beaten on that play.
See how the life of a DB is? You know, you have an interception, then you turn around and get beat.
Scott Mitchell hitting Herman Moore for 43 yards and a touchdown. Lions have a 7-3 lead. Early second quarter. Jason Hansen will kick off. Todd Kinchin, number 89. Byron Hanspard with a lot of speed. The rookie out of Texas Tech, number 24, deep for the Falcons. Hanspard comes up to take it at the 6. And he falls forward across the 20-yard line of the 23. Harry Poland, number 29, and on the tackle.
Right down here. Now that's Herman Moore. He's at the bottom of the screen. He's working on the left side. Remember last year he worked entirely on the right side. It's great coverage by Bradford. The ball's underthrown, and you can see Bradford just doesn't locate the ball fast enough. Plus he's giving away that height disadvantage. And Moore, great job of locating and going to get it.
How did he do that so well? How did he stop, locate the ball the way he did?
That's his job. He's used to doing that. As a receiver, that's why they tell defensive backs to start thinking like receivers when the ball's in the air. Easier said than done.
Byron Hanspard carrying. And he is stopped for a loss by Luther Ellis. Hanspard won the Doak Award as the outstanding running back in college football last year.
Well, watch Luther Ellis right here, number 94. Yeah, the Lions are supposed to be undersized compared to Atlanta, but nothing substitutes speed and quickness. He beats his man, works to the outside, and makes the play.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 for Atlanta. Now Hanspard and Jamal Anderson are in the backfield together.
Ooh.
And they move too soon. Bob Whitfield, the left tackle, moved too soon.
Big Bob getting a little antsy now. He feels that heat coming. He's over there working on Kerwin Waldrop, 93.
70. I got 76. Number 70, false start. All right.
Good work thus far by the Lions defense.
Oh, absolutely. A great game plan, I think.
False start. Number 70, offense. Moving prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Like Larry Piccatello, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, said, hey, yeah, we're small, but we got little guys. They just got to play big. That's all. Just play big. And you play big by using what you got, your speed, your quickness, and intensity. And that's what they're using up front.
Now Jamal Anderson is a slot receiver on the left side. He goes in motion on 2nd and 17. Chandler. It was batted away. Robert Porcher, the left end, with a great job to block the pass.
It looked like Porcher coming around the outside. Porcher, one of the team captains. And what did he say? He said, I took it personal last year when the fans came down on our defensive line. He's right here, just going to come around the corner on Anton Davis. And this is just all about speed. Watch his hands. He's been taking that karate class, and it worked just well enough for him to get that left hand around there and swat the ball. But like I said, he took it personal, that I am not going to let people talk about my career like that. I take it upon myself for this defense to play better.
3 wide receivers for Atlanta. On 3rd and 17, Chandler feels pressure, gets rid of it, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, O.J. Santiago. And the Lions defense does an outstanding job. And now the Lions pumped up.
Now I attribute some of this to coverage sacks by the Lions secondary. Chandler has got time to step up in the pocket. Whenever your quarterback can hit the last step of his drop and then step up, you're doing a great job of protection. The secondary is doing a better job of covering on the other side.
And Straczynski gets the punt away when Milburn waits for it at the 40-yard line.
Ooh, he's got nowhere.
No blocking, and the Falcons do a good job of covering it. So the Lions will go on offense around their own 40-yard line. They have a 7-3 lead, and they've picked up their game. Back in Pontiac, Michigan tonight on Fox, a special with the tragic death of Princess Diana. Fox will broadcast Diana, the People's Princess, at 7 o'clock, followed by The Simpsons, King of the Hill, and at 9 o'clock, The X-Files, tonight on Fox. Lions 1st and 10 at the 40. Short pass is complete to Herman Moore. Picks up about 3 on the play. Barry Sanders has been kept quiet. He's rushed for only 11 yards thus far on 8 carries.
Well, I think that's part of Atlanta's plan. Hold on to the ball, keep him off the field. But when he gets on the field, try not to let him completely dictate the game. Don't let him beat you all by himself. And then Herman Moore comes in and makes a play and beats you. That's what's tough about it.
Mitchell on 2nd and 7. Short drop. Got a lot of pressure up the middle. Cornelius Bennett was coming. Came hard.
Cornelius thought for sure that they would try to run at him a lot on that weak side. They really haven't done that. And I think Detroit is out of their game plan a little bit. Look at the hurries right there. Force to scramble. They have been able to use their linebackers along with good play from the defensive tackles and get inside and make things happen. They've been able to shut off some running lanes from Barry Sanders. But as they say, Barry's most dangerous carry is his next carry. And just when you think you're doing great, here he comes.
Lions call timeout. Some confusion in their set. 10:54 remaining, second quarter. Scott Mitchell goes to the sideline to talk things over. It's a 3rd and a long 6 for the Lions.
You know, along with some of the things that Bobby Ross brought in here to help out this team, that guy right there, that's Mark Trestman. You know, he was at San Francisco, former quarterback coach, and they are ecstatic about the way that those two have hit it off. I mean, they think that Trestman and Mitchell really get along great, and that was a problem here in the past. Greg Landry, the former great quarterback for the Lions, he was here as a quarterback coach last year. I don't know if everybody 100% understood or agreed with their communication. You know, it wasn't the best. But this here supposedly is very good. But let's see if it turns into anything.
On 3rd and 6.5. Everybody out. Mitchell being pressured, rolls away, still being chased, and gets a first down. Caught from behind by Dan Owens, but he got enough for a first down. No fumble on the play.
Boy, Big Dan Owens has been going after people all day long. Him and Ray Roberts got into it a while ago. And we talked about coverage sacks. You're going to see Mitchell hit the last step of his drop. He's got no place to throw the football. Great pressure inside. Travis Hall once again making something happen. But Mitchell alert, and he's dropped in pounds now. He's about 10, 12 pounds lighter. He may not be able to get out of the pocket like that.
He's moving a lot faster than he was last year. On 1st and 10 from the Falcons 48. Sanders off to the lane. Good tackle on the play by Jesse Tuggle.
Well, I'll tell you who made a great play right there. Number 92, Lester Archambault. He won't get credit for it on the stat sheet, but he pushes Larry Tharp all the way back into the backfield, and that gives time for the linebackers to make the play right here. Watch it now. That's Lester Archambault. Watch what he does. He holds his point well enough and makes Barry have to shrink down in that hole, and now the linebacker can get in there and make the play. That's called holding at the point of attack. And
no gain on 2nd down. Another no gain. And this time it's Tuggle again.
Yeah, and Tuggle knows about points of attack. Here's a guy that's led the Falcons in tackling as long as I can remember.
Last year he had 19 tackles in the game against the Lions. A game that was won by the Lions 28-24. Falcons rallied from 28-0 down to make it close.
Leading tackler 8 straight years. That's big time. That's good and bad. It's good in the sense that you got a guy who's that active. It's bad in the sense that you got one guy making all those tackles and nobody else doing anything, you're not winning.
3rd and 9. Almost thrown offside. Mitchell gets rid of it. Dropped by Johnny Morton. Mitchell had to get rid of it while he was backing up.
Johnny Morton can make some great plays for you, but he's got a habit of trying to do too much before he actually gets the football. He did it in preseason, and, you know, we've seen it twice tonight. Today, Rick.
John
It feels like it's night in this dome, I tell you.
Inside. Falcons played 12 of their 16 games this season in dome stadiums. 8 at home and 4 on the road. Jet being pressured and blocked. Ronnie Bradford blocked it. Ruffin Hamilton juggles it. Out of bounds at the Lions 23. Make it to 22.
That's exactly where Atlanta has been great. As Joe T. Camillus is really fired up. Atlanta blocked the punt. Preseason coming off the same way. Off the inside guys come off the corner. I'm going to show it to you right here. They use the guys on the gunners and they sneak them in. Those guys were on the gunner right there. That's Bradford. He was on the gunner. He's going to come in, and then go for the ball. Nobody touches him. And the problem is nobody sees him coming in late.
First time John Jett has had a punt blocked in the NFL. This is 5th season at 4 years with Dallas. Big turnover. Jamal Anderson. Stopped for a loss. Good play by the Lions defense again. This time it's Antonio London in on the stop along with Stephen Boyd. Stephen Boyd, the middle linebacker out of Boston College.
Here's the punt block again. Now there's Bradford up there. He's in a tandem working on that end guy. Watch the way he creeps down. Creep, 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 creep. Now he's going to go. They don't see him. Great disguise.
2nd and 12 for the Falcons. Chandler. Complete. Touchdown, Atlanta. Michael Haynes, the veteran who came back to Atlanta after 3 years in New Orleans, gives the Falcons the lead as he beat Corey Raymond on the play.
Pat Chris Chandler on the back. Pat Haynes on the back. But you know what? This play is set up by the block punt. This is what happens when you get turned around in this league. That's called a skinny post. They're not going to take it all the way inside. They're going to throw it quick as soon as the defensive back turns, and that's what they did. And those are two veterans working out there. And Raymond's a veteran. Sometimes you got to go home with that piece of toast in the back pocket.
The extra point is good. Michael Haynes, 24-yard touchdown reception from Chris Chandler. And the Falcons have regained the lead 10-7.
Right here, this is why they throw this post pattern. Chandler's going to look at 27, that's Carrier. But you see the way he goes over there, that whole lane is wide open, and that's why they take advantage of it. If they could just get that corner turned around like they do, they got a perfect play. But the key was to watch what happens to Carrier. As long as he gets out of the post and moves to the right, now Chandler knows he's got room to throw that ball.
Anderson's kick 2 yards deep to Glenn Milburn. Nice moves by Milburn, but the return is to the 21-yard line. Good coverage. Ruffin Hamilton, number 54. Eddie Sutter, number 50, in on the tackle.
But the key play, though, that set all that up was the block punt. This guy right here, that's Rivers, and this guy, they have to watch for Bradford coming off that end. And that's the advantage of using timing and smarts. Sneak them in there. Don't show people what you're going to do right away. Sneak it in.
2 tight ends in for the Lions. Pete Metzelar's left, David Sloan right. Barry Sanders lone setback. Short drop, complete to Herman Moore. Breaks 2 tackles, gets to the 38-yard line. William White stops him. Good play by Herman Moore.
You see the way Mitchell now, things get a little dicey. What does he do? You got Barry Sanders, okay? They've been shutting him down a little bit, but he goes right back to Herman Moore. That's his man. He knows that. That's no secret. They're moving him around, but when things get hot, he's going to try to get the ball to either Barry or Herman Moore.
Now Moore to the left side. First and 10 at the 38. Mitchell looking around, nobody open, and down he goes.
See, you see where he first looked, though? He looked to Herman Moore. Good coverage on that other side. Ronnie Bradford locked him up. William White did an even better job of coming outside to go man-to-man on Pete Metzler. Once again, coverage sack. Watch the way Mitchell focuses attention here first. He realizes he doesn't have it now. There's the pressure.
John Burrow credited with the sack. Loss of a yard for the Lions. 2nd and 11. 6:45 remaining. First half, 10-7. Falcons leading it. Mitchell quickly out to the fullback, Tommy Vardell. Knocked out of bounds at midfield.
You know,
Tommy Vardell, who was with the 49ers last season, coming over to the Lions as a free agent. Good receiver, always been a good receiver out of the backfield.
Well, it's clear that Bobby, one of his intents was to come up here and run the football more effectively. One of the things they talked about was Barry Sanders, he has a great 20-yard plus run, but he also leads in minus yards on bad plays, busted plays, gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They wanted to avoid it. There's the ball. There's the ball.
Falcons think they have it. They do. Another Lion turnover as Vardell fumbled on the carry. It is the 3rd turnover for the Lions, their 2nd fumble of the game. They only lost 5 fumbles all of last season.
Turnovers will kill you time and time again. Ask the Atlanta Falcons from last year. They were minus 18 in the giveaway takeaway ratio.
Take another look at the play.
Now Vardell's going to have the ball here. He fumbles it late. That ball's out right there on the way down. A good job of stripping. I can't see who stripped the ball there, Sam. Archambault.
Archambault with the recovery.
The recovery.
So now the Falcons 1st and 10 at their own 47. Jamal Anderson, the lone setback. Two tight ends in. And Chandler dropped the ball. It's loose. Lions have it. Stephen Boyd heading for the end zone.
He's going to score.
Touchdown, Lions. How do you like that?
Is this game going back and forth enough for you?
Man, they're taking turns, making mistakes. Stephen Boyd with the recovery and taking it in for the touchdown, and the Lions take the lead.
The first worst thing that can happen to you on offense as a quarterback is a fumble the ball or an interception. The second worst thing is for someone to pick the ball up and gun. And there he goes. You know, last night Chandler talked to us, rather Roman Fortin talked to us about the difference in hand placement by the quarterback under the center. I'm not sure he ever really had that ball.
He said he and Chandler have been fine in preseason, but that's the second snap that Chandler's fumbled.
Yeah, but you remember now, they came up here in preseason. In the first couple series, they had problems with the snap. You know, different centers like it different. See, Chandler was down in Houston, okay, and Mark Stepnoski, he didn't like a lot of pressure underneath him for the snap. Whereas Fortin, he does like a lot of pressure, so there's been a difference for Chandler trying to get used to it. Let's see if he really has the ball, though. No, see, he bobbled on the way out. And that happened from Series 1 here. They never really got the exchange together.
Credit Reggie Brown with an assist on that play. He pushed the ball loose, and Boyd was able to
nice
pick it
effort
up.
by Emmanuel. But I tell you, I got to keep going back to this thing about changing centers. That's what's happening to Chris Chandler. You know, all year long, Stepnoski said, hey, not a lot of pressure, lighten your hands. So he's used to having his hands light. Fortin, maybe with Jeff George last year, is used to having a firm grip underneath him. And even though you work on it in preseason and training camp, hey, you get in the real heat of the big-time battle, which is regular season, it still happens.
This man's had a lot of centers. He set an NFL record today, starting for his 6th different NFL team. But turnovers have been a big factor in this one. The Lions capitalize on the fumble and have a 14-10 lead.
It's almost
2 to go in the first half.
It's almost like the Lions, rather the Falcons, don't want to take the game and just run away with it. I mean, they've had opportunities to take the game and get in control. They're still okay now, 14-10. They're behind, but they're still okay.
Jason Hansen kicks off. Good kick, sends Hansbrough 4 yards deep, and he kneels down for the touchdown. Good kickoff by Jason Hansen. Falcons go on offense once again. This time from their 20-yard line. Chris Chandler has had a couple of big pass plays in this game. One to Bert Emanuel for 56 yards that helped set up the field goal. And then the 24-yard touchdown pass to Michael Haynes. O.J. Santiago is in it. Tight end on the left side, the rookie from Kent State. Hansbrough and Anderson in the backfield with Chandler. It's Hansbrough carrying. No hole. Good job by the Lions defense.
Tell you what, Travis Kershke, the rookie, 67. Here's a guy that he had his bags packed right before the cut. He thought for sure he was home. He had his seat all picked out in the Greyhound and everything. All of a sudden, he makes the team. He's got to play. Now he's making big plays.
He played well the first couple of preseason games, but he was nervous. But they came to him and they said, hey, your locker's not cleaned out. You're okay.
He said he was walking around the locker room waiting for someone to tap it on the shoulder. Coach, you want to talk to me? Anything you want to say to me?
Lions show blitz.
Here comes Brown.
They picked it up. Emmanuel takes it out of bounds. It's a first down at the 31-yard line. Good job by the offensive line of the Falcons.
Very good, Sam. That is a key point for this team. A lot of people thought coming from the run and shoot, a lot of slide left, slide right, zone protection. They couldn't pick up blitzes and block man-to-man. Check it out. They pick it up. Chandler delivers. Textbook. That's how you draw it up on a hot summer night in the training camp.
Emmanuel, the leading pass receiver for the Falcons last season. Anderson and Christian in the backfield. Anderson takes the pitch, cuts upfield, picks up about 4 on the play. Across the 35, Corey Raymond made the tackle on Jamal Anderson.
You can clearly see where the Lions have said with Larry Peccatello, the defensive coordinator, hey, we're going to take the undersized junk, we're going to throw it out the window, and everybody's going to have to run to the ball and be quick about it. The defensive line, you've got to hold your ground. There's Peccatello right there. I like the way he looks down over those glasses, boy. He starts looking down too much, you might get an earful of something you don't want to hear. But he's intense, and that's how they're playing out there right now. And those linebackers are being able to run around and make some plays on a big Jamal Anderson.
On 2nd and 5, delay to Anderson. He's got a blocker, and he got a first down and more across midfield. Dropped the ball, but out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
Nice
Falcons territory.
Nice change up with the delayed draw. I'm going to tell you right now, Jamal Anderson is deceptive. He's a little bit faster and can get going a little bit better than you think he can. Right there, see, they brought in Jeffries inside. Looked like they blitzed him from the outside. Perfect call. Hey, look, there's Jeffries right there, 25. They were trying to cheat. Christian, he got a little block there.
10 carries, 29 yards for Jamal Anderson. A pickup of 13 on the last play. Falcons a first down. Chandler off the play fake rolling.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything.
Nobody open, goes back, across the field, incomplete. Dangerous.
He didn't have anything from the time he took off with it. Nice call, I understand it. They wanted to go to the tight end on the bootleg. They said, hey, pound, run, pound, pound. Okay, now let's give him some sugar, pull it out and pass it. Watch what Santiago does. He might get touched here, but now he's going to get out and get to the route. See, he wanted to go to him, and then he had a guy dragging across the field. Nice pickup, Van Malone, 39, coming across, very alert. Nobody really got fooled by the play action. That was key.
2nd and 10, 3.5 minutes to go, first half. Lions with a 14-10 lead. Chandler sends everybody out and completes. Just short of a first down. Terrence Mathis on the receiving end. Mathis, after a couple of 1,000-yard reception years, was held under that total last year, 700 plus.
Funny thing about Mathis and the rest of the remaining run and shoot receivers is that in this more conventional style of offense now, they're complaining because they got to block now.
Yeah.
They don't just get to run out there and run out and pass and do that kind of thing. They got to go block now.
3rd and a yard, we're coming, and now a timeout. Chris Chandler calls timeout. There's Stephen Boyd, the touchdown man for the Lions. 47 remaining in the first half. Reeves talking things over with Chris Chandler. The backup quarterback, Billy Joe Tolliver, is there as well. This week on Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, the playoff race heats up. National League powers collide as the Marlins will take on the Dodgers. That's a big one. You saw the American League matchups, and a half hour before the game, it's in the zone. All on Fox. Marlins looking for the wild card spot in the National League. Dodgers trying to hold off those Giants.
Tell you what, everybody in LA loves those Dodgers. That's all I know. They're hoping to get a package deal going. They get an NFL franchise. They'll put them up there, you know, all by the ravine. And
big sports complex.
Big sports complex.
3rd and 1 for the Falcons at the Lions 42. Jamal Anderson picking up a couple of blocks, but he's short of the first down.
Great play by Raymond. Corey Raymond steps out of his defensive back suit and gets into the linebacker suit and comes up and makes a big play on a big man when they needed it. He'll be coming from way at the top of your screen. Right there, you can barely see him. He knows that when it's tossed his way, he's got to get up there. He may not like it, but if he can just get down there by that strap and get a foot, you give yourself a chance to line up one more time.
Well, the Falcons will go for it. It's 4th and less than a yard. We've come down to the 2-minute warning. Timeout on the field. Lions 14, Falcons 10. Back with a big 4th down play for Dan Reeves and the Falcons in a moment. The lead, each team making turnovers with some sloppy play. Now a 4th and less than a yard for the Falcons.
This is a huge play in this ball game, I think. Atlanta, without a doubt, has to go for this. Everything except for one play that Detroit's gotten has been on turnovers, dumb things on Atlanta's part.
And they have 3 tight ends in the ball game. Chandler. Jamal Anderson. First down. By plenty. Down to the 37-yard line.
And they're going to have to get into a hurry-up now. This is where Jamal Anderson reminds me of an Earl Campbell. You know, you get in that ball, he strings it out, and then he makes that serious plant and goes upfield. You see those thighs quivering. Now here comes the truck. If you give him any kind of seam in there, he's going to hurt you, just like the guy on the other side of the field will hurt you with a seam.
Clock running, no timeouts remaining in the first half of the Falcons. 1st and 10 at the Lions 37. Spurt Emanuel in motion. Off the plate fake, Chandler. Being rushed. Down he goes. He had nobody open. Porcher put pressure on.
Not a good.
It's going to be a late hit.
Yeah, not a good move by Jamal Anderson. Looked like he took a punch at Kerwin Waldrop. But I tell you, Luther Ellis got the jump of life off the ball. I thought he was offside. You want to talk about intensity over the ball and watching the ball. Luther Ellis right there. Watch this. Woo! That was quick, baby. That was quick. They get 2 on him, no place to throw the football. And it's funny because that's a secondary. If you look at Ellis there, that's a secondary in the Lions that a lot of people don't have a lot of good things to say about. You know, Westbrook, the 1st rounder, they draft him. He gets hurt. He can't play. They bring in Mark Carrier from Chicago to make it better. They don't have a lot of depth, a lot of experience.
Also drafted Kevin Abrams out of Syracuse in the 2nd round. He's their nickel back. Corey Raymond, the veteran, on the right side.
2 during the continuing action. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's a killer. That kills the first down. That kills everything. That puts you in the hole. Let's go back to the jump by Luther Ellis. Let's see if he was offside. This is regular speed.
No. I think he was right on the movement of the ball.
But you know what? That's a big-time all-pro jump. That's the kind that Bruce Smith and the Reggie Whites get. And people have been talking about, you know, you look at the Lions defense, do they have an impact guy?
Yeah, I understand.
They don't have an impact guy anymore. You know, I think they're still feeling the effects inside of Spielman's not being there, of the Hank Thomas's. They are looking for Luther Ellis to be that impact guy.
Porcher be that impact guy?
Possibly, and that's what he talked about. He wants to be that guy. The Blades, the Vinny Blades, they're gone. Free agency has whittled away at this team defensively. And I'll tell you something else that hasn't helped is all the changes in the defensive coordinator.
Every year.
Oh.
5 defensive coordinators the last 6 years.
And that's one thing that I know Bobby Ross will bring. He will bring some consistency on this staff.
Ball's on the 41-yard line of the Falcons. They've been good in the last couple of minutes last season.
Yeah, but see, you know, they just make things harder on themselves. You know, they get the great first down. They move people when they have to. Okay, and now they go back and they get the dumb penalty.
Both coaches will have a lot to say to their teams about some ragged play in the first half. Lions have a 14-10 lead. Falcons have had 7 penalties in the first half. Chandler being pressured. Gets away from one, but not the other. Down he goes. Porcher with the first pressure. And then Luther Ellis and Antonio London followed up.
Boy, they're doing it with what they call the rover package. Just 3 down linemen, remember, that are supposed to be undersized. And then they have Antonio London stick on the outside. Their stick, he's a linebacker, he's going to rush. But watch Porcher, 91. He just gets right by Scott Davis. Davis is in for Robbie Tobeck, who's hurt. But I'm telling you, that's coverage sack. He's got no place to throw the ball, plus the pressure's there.
This set of downs started on the Lions 37. Falcons are now backed up to their own 37. 2nd and 36. Chandler, screen to Harold Green. And down he goes at the 45-yard line. Kerwin Waldrop made the tackle. Getting close to halftime, and the Dockers Khaki halftime report with JB and Terry. They'll look at scores and highlights. We'll have an update on the Princess Diana tragedy from Fox News. So stay tuned for the Dockers Khakis halftime report. Time winding down, the Falcons let it run out. Lions defense does a good job and scores a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, but once again, I think you have to go back to the penalty on Jamal Anderson here. You know, unsportsmanlike conduct. He took a punch at somebody. That put him that 15 yards back. They didn't have a shot for Morton Anderson from then on.
Both teams have made a lot of mistakes. Dan Reeves and the Falcons go off trailing the Lions 14-10. JB and Terry Bradshaw will be along with the Dockers Khakis halftime report after these messages from your local Fox station. Back at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan on opening day, the hometown Detroit Lions are leading 14-10, but neither team has played particularly well.
No.
Both teams came into the game saying they wanted to establish the run, and neither team has run very well.
Well, what is that stat there? Barry has 12 yards rushing.
Incredible.
That's incredible. I'm beginning to think maybe the fullback thing has affected him a little bit. It's just one more guy that he's got to try to move around on his offense. But, you know, you look at Atlanta, they've had the chances to move ahead. Detroit has had the turnovers, 3 turnovers. You know, that's an issue. Atlanta's got to learn to take advantage of those opportunities and not squander them away like this last time with Jamal Anderson.
Turnovers have been a factor. It's time to look at the halftime highlight brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. And this is a big turnover.
Yeah, there's the fumble by Chandler, the pickup by Boyd.
That gave the Lions the lead on the touchdown. There is Chris Chandler. He came over in a trade from Houston, now Tennessee, for 2 draft picks, a 4th and a 6th round pick. He's had a good preseason. His accuracy was very good. And what everybody keeps saying is we've got to keep him healthy. If we keep Chris Chandler healthy, we'll be okay.
Well, as he explained to us last night, his injuries really have been off little dumb things. You know, somebody rolls up on a knee and, you know, things like that. Nothing major in his eyes, but health is a concern.
Byron Hanspard on the left, Todd Kinchin on the right. Jason Hansen's kickoff is 5 yards deep in the end zone. And Kinchin kneels down for the touchback. Take a look at the first half statistics.
Well, we talked about the rush yards with Barry only having 12 yards rushing. But what's more important is this right here. He's struggling, but Atlanta's making sure he continues to struggle by holding on to the football. Sam, that's how you keep him off the field. Even though Detroit is ahead, the turnovers, 3 turnovers, they're not helping themselves.
Both teams have had some big plays. Touchdown pass to Herman Moore. Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore for 42 yards. Jamal Anderson. Antonio London came from the right linebacker position to wrap him up. Short gain on the play. Jamal Anderson, 12 carries, 34 yards in the first half.
You begin to get the feeling that the pass will become more important for Dan Reeves in the second half. The run has not gone the way you would expect it to go, but Dan will be patient with it.
Now Anderson splits out wide to the left side. The lone setback is Byron Hanspard. Blitz coming. Hanspard carrying and nothing. Lions smother it. Antonio London, the first man there. Stephen Boyd, the second man there.
One thing the Lions have done is that they have started to run blitz. In other words, they're coming in for the pass, but they're going to watch the run on the way in to get the quarterback, and it's been effective. Antonio London, they call him the stick. Now, he is a pass rusher per se. One thing they want him to do this year is to play the run a little bit better. But when it comes time to go to the quarterback, they put him in on the nickel, and he goes.
5 defensive backs in for the Lions, 3 wide receivers for the Falcons. The tight end, O.J. Santiago, in motion. Chandler being rushed, gets rid of it to Harold Green. Boyd got him first, slowed him down, finished off by Reggie Brown. And the Falcons forced to punt. A good defensive series by the Lions.
Falcons look very lethargic on that series to me. It just looked like they tried the one run. They tried another thing. We'll try this. Okay, let's punt the football.
Dan Straczynski is credited with 3 punts in the first half, but I think he punted 8 times. In that one series, he punted 5 times with all the penalties. High kick. Glenn Milburn waits for a fair catch. Run into by his own man.
Well, they got
Tommy
lucky.
Boyd ran into Glenn Milburn.
They got lucky on that one. That ball's in the middle of the field. Even though I don't believe anyone touched it, it would have been okay still.
The Lions go on offense for the first time in the second half. As the ball bounces out of bounds, a 44-yard punt.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Budweiser Beechwood Aged for a crisp, clean, classic taste. By Pizza Hut, home of the new Supreme Pizza with 6 very generous toppings. By Levi's Jeans, they go on. And by American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more.
On first down, Mitchell's pass for Johnny Morton, broken up on the hard hit by Ronnie Bradford.
Bobby Ross told us last night that Barry Sanders will touch the ball 25 times a game at least. Sylvester Croom, the offensive coordinator, told us the same thing. Now, Barry's sitting down there, what was it, 10 carries?
10 carries, okay. 1 reception.
1 reception. I guarantee you they're going to pick that number up right about now.
On 2nd and 10, Mitchell throws to Herman Moore, his 5th reception of the game. Short pickup to the 37, pickup of 7 on the play. Cornelius Bennett and William White in on the tackle.
Now in comes Glenn Milburn. Okay, he in essence becomes a 3rd wide receiver. So while people say, well, all that 3 wide run and shoot type stuff they used to do a long time ago is gone, well, not in Bobby Ross's pack. He's going to do a little of everything.
And David Sloan is the tight end to the right side. Barry Sanders the lone setback. 3rd and 3. Everybody out. To Herman Moore, went through him. He was covered by Ray Buchanan on the play.
Boy, that was going to be a tough fit. Ray Buchanan, free agent coming in from Indianapolis, signed a big contract. They look at him as an impact guy. He gets the jam there, grabbed a little bit, you know. I don't know, Herman. I've seen Herman catch those.
John Jett, who had 1 block earlier, gets it away. Good spiral. Todd Kinchin at the 16.
Wow, what a catch.
And 2. Kinchin. Great return by Kinchin across the 30. Finally brought down.
They're going to have to flag him.
And flags come down. They're still flying in there.
Ed Sutter. I have no idea what he was thinking about. Once again, pretty nice return, good yardage, and somebody takes a cheap shot.
Well, it's been a long day for Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach. Eddie Sutter was picked up on waivers from Cincinnati earlier this week. Special teams guy.
Personal foul. Number 50, return team. That's a 15-yard penalty. It'll be a first down. Timeout.
Okay, Ruts right here. Now, for some reason, Sutter took exception to that, and it's simple, played it up real nice, too. That was method acting.
Yeah, but a bad play, too.
Yeah. Joe DeCamillis, the special teams coach for the Falcons. This is what happens on the sidelines when you do dumb things. You don't always see that at home, but watch the stare from Dan Reed.
Dan took his headset off. Did that really happen?
He said, I can't believe you did that. even the court guy is upset over there in the corner.
Eddie Sutter, they cut Lorenzo Styles, a middle linebacker, picked up Eddie Sutter as a special teams guy. Falcons 1st and 10, their own 17. Short drop. And a good catch by Michael. No, incomplete. Hit the ground. Looked like he had it. Michael Haynes, the intended receiver, thought it was a completion. The official right on the play waved it off.
This has to be a comeback for Mike Haynes. You know, ever since he left Atlanta, went down to New Orleans, signed that big contract. You know, everybody expected big things from him. I'm not so sure that he ever produced that. So coming back here today with the one touchdown, he has to be looking at this season as a resurrection.
Off the play fake, Chandler rolling and looking. For Bert Emanuel, it's broken up. Greg Jeffries covering on the play, and Chandler shaking up on the play. And that's something that the Falcons do not want to see. Chandler took the hit, gets up limping a little bit.
You know, it's one thing as we look at Robert Porcher there to get sacks on the quarterback. But I would tell you, if you can't get the sack, hits after the throw are just as good and just as effective. Right there. Boom. He's allowed that one step after the release now. It was gray area. You know, I've seen that called before.
Chandler coming to the line. Falcons 1 for 9 on 3rd down conversions and a timeout. Falcons have used their timeouts very, very early in each half.
I noticed that. Yeah, they have. It makes you wonder if later on, are they going to be resourceful with them? And they're not going to have any. Chandler looks like he's still a little dinged over there. Look at Dan asked him if he's okay.
The backup, number 11, is Billy Joe Tolliver, and he hasn't played in a regular season game since Christmas of 1994.
Merry Christmas, Billy. He might be coming in.
Well, we're underway on Fox NFL Sunday, and next week the schedule looks like this: Panthers and Falcons, Buccaneers and Lions, Vikings and Bears, part of the first half of a big doubleheader. The Packers and the Eagles, the featured second half game. Some of you will see the Giants and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Billy remembers that game. They got waxed by Green Bay on Monday night up there.
It's 3rd and 10 at the 18. Bert Emanuel in motion. 3 wide receivers in for the Falcons. Pressure. Chandler got away from it. Flag goes down. Complete to Emanuel. Hit hard by Reggie Brown, but I think they'll bring it back for a holding.
Well, they might call a hold, but I saw a truck, and it ran right over number 72, Scott Davis.
Davis replacing the injured Robbie Tobeck as the starting left guard. Tom White checking things out.
Holding. Number 72. Offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, that's a bad deal for Scott Davis right here. He's number 72. He's working on, you guessed it, Luther Ellis. Luther just knows that he's got a guy that wasn't supposed to start. And actually, in all fairness to Davis, he got tripped over by Roman Ford in the center. But that man right there, Art Shell, a great offensive lineman in his day, he knows that he's got to try to turn this offensive line around, and done a pretty decent job with it in preseason.
On 3rd and long, complete to Michael Haynes, and he's out of bounds. Davis is actually playing for Gene Williams, who started the game, but he's been bothered by a sore ankle. And Davis started at left tackle, moved to right tackle, and Robbie Tobeck, who had a broken thumb, went back in at left guard. Davis playing at right guard, I should say, for the injured Gene Williams. Dan Straczynski is in to punt, his 5th of the game. Milburn standing at his own 38-yard line. Lions defense has played well. Straczynski aiming for the sideline. Milburn comes over, takes it at the 44. Drop the ball! He's got it back. It was missed by Eddie Sutter and recovered by Glenn Milburn.
The percentages of that happening has to be below 0.033%. When you fumble that ball, most of the time to the punt returner, you lose it.
Bob Christian was shaken up on the coverage, got hit in the back.
A kidney shot.
Seems to be okay. Bob Christian spent 2 years with Carolina. Last year was on injured reserve. Lions good field position in their own 49. Barry Sanders cuts back in the middle, and he's thrown back by Jesse Tuggle. Sanders tried to cut back. Tuggle was there.
They've done a great job on cutting off his angle, his cutback angle. Because everybody knows when Barry Sanders runs, some of his greatest runs are completely away from where the play originally started.
They picked up 2 on that play. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. Tight ends in the ball game. Metzelar's right, Sloan left. Sanders. It's about 3 on this carry. Now the 46-yard line. Barry Sanders has had good opening days the last 3 years. 120 yards against the Falcons, 1994, against Pittsburgh, 108. Last year against Minnesota. And today just 17 yards.
You know, and I can't make myself say that because he held out that time and didn't get in and get the offense 100% that has an effect on what's going on. I think it's just better play by Atlanta.
Pressure, ball knocked away. Mitchell recovers it on a bounce. Good pressure from Lester Archambault.
Lester Archambault is a guy that sometimes he doesn't always show up on the field, but he will make a huge play. He'll be coming from right over there. And you're going to see Mitchell stop right there. He avoids the rush the first time, and it looked like he just dropped it. It looked as though Archambault missed the ball the first time around.
Todd
The pressure inside was good.
Spins away from one man, gets about 5 yards on the return. Corey Schlesinger in on the tackle. On Todd Kinchin, there's a flag on the play. 45-yard punt by John Jett. And we'll check out the flag.
Holding number 20 receiving team during the return. That penalty will be enforced. Timeout.
I think the Falcons will be working overtime on special teams this week. Right now they trail 14-10, 9:07 to go, third quarter. Falcons have done an excellent job of controlling Barry Sanders in the game.
Well, like I'm saying, it's another guy in front of you, and sometimes they call him the lead fullback. Well, maybe he doesn't always lead to where you want to go. All right, you got to trust him. He's got to know what he's doing. And we all know the way Barry runs. I don't think he knows where he's going now. I mean, I see his offensive linemen, they have enough trouble just getting away from him once he gets going.
Well, after...
But still, even still, you know, the credit goes to the Atlanta Falcons defense because they're playing some good football in their front four. They're stopping people at the point of attack. They're stopping Detroit's offensive line. They're letting the linebackers run free and cut off all the pursuit angles.
One of the things that's hurt the Falcons has been penalties. That last holding penalty was their 9th penalty of the game. They are back to their own 4-yard line. Bob Christian, who was shaken up earlier, is back.
Prior to the possession change, therefore, this penalty is enforced, and where they got possession half the distance, first down.
Christian and Anderson in the backfield with Chris Chandler. Now the Falcons practiced with loudspeakers on their practice field all week long to emulate the sound, the noise in the Dome Stadium. And the noise level is up. Michael Haynes in motion. Jamal Anderson, no gain.
See, once again, another good job of run blitzing. That time, Reggie Brown comes around the outside, loops inside, and that's just one extra man that the offensive line of the Atlanta Falcons has to account for. That's smart. You know, they know that the Falcons up front are trying to make that transition. Not so much zone blocking anymore. It's more man-to-man, more assignment football. Well, hey, give them something to think about. Very smart.
2nd and 10. Haynes and Emmanuel are the wide receivers. Haynes in motion. Chandler to throw it. Looking for intercepted. No. Corey Raymond had it right in his hands. He had a touchdown. He took his helmet off, and that should be a penalty. Now I don't know if anyone saw it.
Oh, Sam, you know I can't even.
Back on.
You know I can't even look at that. I tell you what. You're going to get a perfect picture of it here. Let's watch Corey Raymond. We'll watch his eyes. Let's see where he's looking.
Now watch what happens. He takes it. You can't do that this year. That's supposed to be a penalty.
But you know what, Sam? That's the least of his problems.
That's right.
But he got it back on. Boy, he jumped. He was playing outside. He got a perfect jump. Got to catch it before you can run with it.
Everybody out. Chandler in trouble. Got rid of it to Anderson.
Oh, that's a nice play. That's
First down, Falcons. Oh, Jamal Anderson caught 49 passes last season.
And that always happens to a defense after a big play opportunity is missed. Because mentally they're not into it. You know Corey Raymond can't possibly be 100% into the next down. And as a result, they blow an assignment, they lose contain, whatever, they get a big play on.
Pick up a 15 on the play.
And that's great composure by Chandler.
Yeah.
This guy almost makes a disastrous throw, but comes back and finds Jamal Anderson for the first down.
2 tight ends in for the Falcons. Chandler falls down, gets up and gets rid of it, incomplete. Man, Chandler's had some problems getting out from behind the center. Right now for McDonald's Game Break, let's return to JB at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Sam and Ron, Dick Vermeil's loving approach, working with Lawrence Phillips thus far. This is the 2nd touchdown of the day, a 25-yard run to pay dirt. Guess what? Since we did this report, he's added a 3rd. The extra point is pending right now. 34-17 Rams. Back to Sam and Ron.
Nice return for Dick Vermeil. How about Lawrence Phillips? He looks good.
He's for real. He can just get us up together off the field. He's for real on the field.
Falcons 2nd and 10. Anderson on the draw. Big hit. Down he goes. Short gain. Van Malone with the big hit. Van Malone back at strong safety.
Boy, Jamal Anderson is down. Jamal Anderson is down.
Van Malone's one of the hardest hitters on the Lions. Maybe the hardest.
Oh, yeah, he just got his ankle rolled over. I don't question Van's toughness, but I didn't think he could get him on a shot like that.
All right.
Van Malone's looking. Now watch Jamal Anderson's left ankle there. You can see the way it got twisted under. Well, if you talk about a tough guy.
Anderson limps off.
He's been in that boxing world. You know, his father was a chief of security for all the entertainment stars and with some of the great heavyweight boxers. Spent a lot of time with Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray.
Harold Green in the backfield replacing Jamal Anderson. 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. Chandler with time. Now he runs. Nobody open, and down he goes. Stephen Boyd is there.
Oh, that was a nasty tackle there.
Kerwin Waldrop as well in on the sack of Chris Chandler.
Boy, you can just see the hits starting to pile up now on Chris Chandler. I mean, you know, it's like a hit chart. Quarterback only got so many hits when he comes into the NFL. Chris is getting toward the end of that rope.
Krasinski with the kick toward the sideline. Milburn, fair catch at the 37 with 6:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. And the Lions still leading 14-10.
Well, Sam, if you haven't heard about the visitor by now, you must be from another planet. I know you're not. The world will be watching on Friday, September 19th at 8/7 Central when the visitor arrives on Fox. Prepare yourself. Be ready. Always be ready. I like that stuff. All those graphics and computer animations. You know I like that. Well, you know I'm big on the internet.
I know. I have till September 19th to prepare. I'll need that time. Lions from the 37. Blitz coming. Sanders trying to go outside. Tuggle chasing. Sanders with his best pickup of the game.
And see, that is Barry Sanders. You hold them, you hold them, you hold them. You go back to the sidelines one series feeling good about yourself, and then he'll break a big one. And that's what they've been trying to avoid. And it's all about losing containment. They're going to get him out here on the counter. Nice block right there by Harding, 64. And then they say Barry isn't very fast. He gets by Tuggle and then gets out of bounds.
Ronnie Cornelius Bennett came on the blitz. Normally he'd be the outside guy there.
Yeah, well, you take a chance. It's been working great now for Rich Brooks the whole game, but you lose some.
Mitchell rolling, throwing back for Sanders. A little too high. He was open.
Scott Mitchell, he just let that one float a little bit too high. See, and there's another area, using him as a receiver.
Yeah.
How many times did you hear Wayne Fontes talk about more throws to Barry, more receiving, and it never really came to fruition?
Bobby Ross wants to make that part of the offense a big part. 2nd and 10 at midfield for the Lions. 3 wide receivers in as Milburn is in the lineup. Mitchell steps up, and the pass is blocked.
They're going to get a hold
on the play. A holding call coming.
Well, they're going to get a hold. That was big-time pressure by the Falcons front 4.
Mitchell did a good job stepping up.
Yeah, but I don't know if he had anything to step up to.
Holding. Number 72. Offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It's right over there. Robertson, Chuck Smith working. You see just on the way down, Ray Roberts got Chuck's inside arm.
2nd and 20. 4 penalties in the game for the Lions. Still 3 wideouts. Moore and Milburn to the right side. Morton left. Mitchell setting up the screen. And Sanders trips, slips one man, gets away, and gets back to midfield and across it. Nice work by Barry Sanders.
You know what? Barry Sanders, one of the things that he works on more than anybody else is his flexibility. He just took a hit there and got his leg, his knee in a strange position that most guys probably would have got hurt from. Great call screen, but watch the way he eludes this player here. Okay, that's one. Somehow Tuggle misses him. But then the way he gets hit here, see his ankle there? Remember he talked to us about that flexibility. He stretches every night before he goes to bed. And I can see why, and it pays off.
It's 3rd and 8 from the Falcon 48. Short drop for Moore. He's got it. First down. Moore shaken up on the hit by William White.
Ooh, that's not good there.
He gets up limping.
Boy, this is where a wide receiver earns his money. He's coming inside the slant. It better come quick so he can get the ball and get down, because that safety's coming down the pipe looking for meat. Bam, bam. You see White right there, got him on the inside leg. It looks higher than the knee. But that's what the 49ers did so good for so long with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice. Throw that thing quicker so he can get running and protect himself.
Big first down. Sanders. Wardell leading the blocking. Sanders goes the other way and slips through. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. William White forced him.
Did you see the play by number 90, Chuck Smith? Chuck Smith made that whole play. And even still, Barry was one step away from getting away from him. And that's what's been going on. Right here. Come off the outside. Watch what he does. Bam. He stops it up. He makes Harding run into Bardell. Now Bardell pushes Barry back. Barry has to come around the other way and almost gets out of it.
Wound up with a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. That's Metzelaar is in motion. Mitchell sends everybody out. Feels pressure. The pass is blocked. Good job again by the Falcons as they knock down another pass. Shane Dronette, the former Lion, coming up with a play.
Yeah, and here come the Boo Birds. But don't boo. They're getting good inside pressure. You said Dronette's there. And there's a guy, former Lion. You know he's fired up to play. But right across the board, Smith, Hall, Owens, Archambault.
The low
biggest one so far. And those minuses are the main reason the fullback is here. They're trying to keep those down.
Mitchell long for Johnny Morton, too far.
Boy, they keep trying to mess with Ray Buchanan. But Ray Buchanan is a vet. Only 5 years in the league, but he plays like he's been in about 8, 9, or 10. He is solid.
A lot of teams wanted Ray Buchanan, and he wound up signing with the Falcons. Free agent from the Indianapolis Colts. Todd Kinchin is deep. John Jett standing at his own 47.
There they go, sneaking in the outsides.
Rushes on. Jett gets it away. High kick. Bouncing down at the 15. Takes a Falcons bounce to the 23-yard line where it's down by Ben Hanks. Timeout on the field. 3:15 to go. Third quarter. No scoring here in the third. Lions still leading.
This is what has happened to the Atlanta Falcons in terms of drafting defensive back. Now this guy here, you know, he's a stud. But everybody else they've missed on. These two guys here, they're wait and see. But that's a lot of picks that really haven't come to fruition. A lot of high picks that haven't panned out.
And they drafted 3 defensive backs.
And that's one reason they picked up Ray Buchanan in an effort to try to solve that situation, give him some stability.
Chandler on first down. Looked like he stumbled coming back. Completes to Bob Christian. And Christian is out of bounds up at the 27. That punt of John Jett taking a good bounce for the Falcons wound up to be a 15-yarder.
Say, if it looks to you today like the play has been sloppy, well, it's not your imagination. It has been at times. And it's because coaches change. Is Booker there? Another first-round pick this year for Atlanta. Coaches come in, new staff. It's hard enough to get a team going with free agency as it is. And then you change the whole new staff. It's even tougher.
Terrence Mathis in motion. On 2nd and 5. Harold Green carrying. Jamal Anderson still out. Good job by the Lions defense. Throwing that one for a loss. Stephen Boyd, middle linebacker, with the first hit. A lot of pressure on Stephen Boyd to take over and be an impact player at the middle linebacker position.
Yeah, well, whether they want to admit it or not, the Lions really have never replaced Chris Spielman. And like I say, they're not as good in the middle of the field as they've been in the past. That's another reason for bringing in Mark Carrier. Looking at Jamal Anderson there, that ankle apparently still is not right.
3rd and 7. Santiago went in motion. Chandler gets time. Nobody open. Dumps it off to Harold Green. Gets by a couple of men. And is down across the 30, short of a first down. Nice moves by Harold Green.
And Chandler is hitting him slower and slower. I think we're going to see Tolliver soon. Not here because it's a punt, but
that'd be a big gamble, I think.
Well,
good job by the Lions defense again. There's Billy Joe Tolliver, the backup quarterback. And Skaczynski to punt it away. Aiming again for the sideline. This one's in the middle of the field. Milburn from the 17.
no help
Good
out
return.
there.
Tries to spin away, but Bob Christian got there to bring him down around the 28-yard line. Bob Christian, an excellent special teams player.
See, that radio show here in town made Robert Porcher mad. So he's going to take it out on Chris Chandler.
Porcher's had some big hits in this game.
What did he say? Nice hit, Robert. That's something that they said. Nice hit, Robert.
He was
when you're down like that, they ask you questions like, you all right? You all right? Huh? You all right? What do you think? Help me up. Something. Throw the flag. Do something.
Lions from their own 27. Minute 8 remaining, third quarter. Lions leading 14-10. Difference in the game now. The Boyd touchdown scored by Stephen Boyd on the fumble recovery. Sanders on the delay. Taken outside, slipped away. And finally brought down. A around the 30-yard line, picked up a couple on the play.
Classic example of using the 8-man front right there. William White, the strong safety. They took a gamble. They brought him up on the run. There he is right there. He comes at there's 7 in the box now. When he gets up there, there's going to be 8. That constitutes a problem now for the offense to block that guy. They don't get him blocked. He doesn't make the tackle, but he slows it up enough so his friends can come in and help out.
Pick up a 4 on the play, 2nd and 6. Mitchell gets away from pressure, throws deep down. Herman Moore. He's got it.
No, one guy says out, the other guy says in.
Great catch by Herman Moore, but it's ruled out of bounds.
I knew it was going to be tight. And he's got 2 steps on Ronnie Bradford. The throw can't be much better. There's one. Woo!
That's
Did he clip his toenails this morning?
Man,
that might be the difference.
That was close. Ruled incomplete. Great grab by Herman Moore. On 3rd down. Mitchell looking again. Sideline incomplete. Johnny Morton. Michael Booker. The first-round draft pick all over him.
He is all over him. The knock on Michael Booker has been that he's a little bit too mechanical, a little too stiff. Maybe he was more of a safety personnel. Now, there's the double coverage on Herman Moore, so nothing's going over there. One guy takes a chuck at him, another guy takes a chuck. That looked like beyond the 5. Hey, you know how it goes.
John Jett gets it away. Good kick. Wow. Back goes Tinchin to the 16. Woo!
Couple good blocks.
Ran into his own men. Flag went down at the 19-yard line. Scott Kolakowski down on coverage and on the stop. A 53-yard punt for John Jett. I know the return was set up to the right. It looked like Tinchin had a little room up the middle. Good punt by John Jett, who had one blocked earlier in the game.
When Todd Kinchin was at the Rams in L.A., he was the Forrest Gump of the National Football League because you never knew what you were going to get with that guy. He could make a great play one time and then all of a sudden just go completely off the air. But you got to like his toughness and his competitiveness.
See what the flag is all about.
Illegal block, number 34. During the return, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Ray Buchanan called for the illegal block.
Right here, and Ray's going to pick on somebody his own size. I don't blame him. That's Robert Bailey. He's the war of the 5 Niners.
Yep.
Woof. 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 Sometimes they'll call you for that.
They got him.
You got to know how to do that, Sam. I was an expert.
Yeah, were you?
You should have just clipped his heels.
I see.
You got to trip him. They're looking for hands. Just trip. The more you can do.
Last play of the 3rd quarter coming up. Lions leading 14-10. Falcons on their own 9-yard line. Mathis in motion. Chandler trying to get away from Antonio London.
And he has no idea London's right behind him.
Good pickup by Chris Chandler to the 27-yard line.
Chandler needs a break.
Up to the 28. He picked up 19 on the play. He gets up slowly, and the 3rd quarter has come to an end. No scoring in the 3rd quarter. And at the end of 3 at the Silverdome in Pontiac, it's the Lions 14 and the Falcons 10. In his first game as an Atlanta Falcon, it hasn't been easy for Chris Chandler.
Boy, there's a lot going on in that stat box right there. Look at the hurries, the knockdowns.
Start of the 4th quarter. Falcons after the longest run of the game, 19 yards. And Chandler doesn't like the timeout. Second one in the second
But you
half.
know what? Being that, and I know Dan's not real happy with it, but being that you're a new coach, new staff, whole new situation, then he's not going to get too mad at an experienced quarterback for calling timeout rather than turn around throwing a bad pick and costing you 6 points on something stupid.
Right now it's time for a McDonald's game break, so let's go to JB at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Sam and Ron, this looks like Pavel Bure on the ice. Instead, it's Robert Smith on the turf. Career-long 78-yard run, career-high 169 yards. Yes, indeed, Minnesota 27-13 over Buffalo. Hey, Sam, help Terry understand who Pavel Bure is.
Pavel Bure is one of the great skaters.
I know exactly who that is.
Now we got JB into hockey.
Yeah.
To get you into hockey.
In there. Hey,
there you go.
I played hockey when I was a kid. I run backwards, skate backwards, do it all. I know one thing. Somebody was running backwards on that Buffalo defense. That was nasty.
Chandler to Harold Green. Pushes his way up to the 30-yard line.
Hey, this is football, though, right now. It's 14-10. There's been a lot of ugly stuff happen, but there's also been some nice big plays. Both teams are still in the game. This is the fourth quarter. This is where you want to be. You know, both coaches come in. They have to change everything. A lot of questions had to be answered, but you're still competitive going into it.
Jamal Anderson back in the game for the Falcons in the backfield with Bob Christian. Mathis and Emmanuel, the wide receivers. Chandler looking, finds a man, and it's O.J. Santiago. His first reception in the NFL. A rookie tight end from Kent State, who is a native Canadian.
That's right, from Toronto. Mother and father came down. There's his dad right there, Winston Santiago. They all drove down from Toronto, and he said, I got to get a catch. Somehow, I don't care if it's 3 yards, 2 yards, I got to get a catch, and he got it.
He got one 17 yards. First down Falcons at their own 47. Delay to Anderson. Bounces off one man, smothered. Robert Porcher and Reggie Brown stopped Jamal Anderson for a loss.
Jamal has had a rough day on the ground. The Lions have done a good job of getting around him. But the Falcons have to start using their tight end some. And we saw O.J. Santiago there with one catch, but until then, the tight end has been nothing. He hasn't done anything. And I like this kid. I mean, he's a long strider. He can be a vertical tight end up the middle of the field. Got to work a little bit on his blocking, but he can be a guy to make some plays for him and give him another outlet.
On 2nd and 13, swinging out to Bob Christian, cuts inside. Good pickup by Christian to the Lions' 45-yard line.
Boy, that's a hit.
This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Detroit Lions and the National Football League is prohibited. That was Mark Carrier shaken up on the play.
That was one of those
training staff come out to take a look.
That was one of those friendly fire hits there. His own man got him.
12:46 to go. Fourth quarter. Lions a 14-10 lead. Falcons driving.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that anything can happen at Miller Time. By Oracle, the company that's enabling the information age through network computing. By the owners, managers, and crew who proudly call the McDonald's in your neighborhood my McDonald's. And by Starter, professional sportswear worn by more teams and more major sports than any other brand.
Mark Carrier went off under his own power and being checked out on the sideline.
Watch Carrier's head right there. Dan Malone came in. It's a good thing his head went back.
3rd and 2 for the Falcons. Santiago in motion. Blitz coming.
They got the line.
Stop the play. That's against the Falcons.
Whoa. Yes. I thought they crossed over to the neutral. I'm wrong. They got Atlanta.
False start. With that blitz coming, somebody moved.
False start. Number 61 offense. Moving prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Robbie Tobeck.
With the injuries, he had to go back in, even though he was banged up coming in with a broken left thumb.
Look at that number. 12 penalties for the Falcons.
And people want to cut out preseason games. Can you believe that one? They think it's ugly now. You cut those preseason games out.
Back to midfield. 3rd and 7. Anderson is split out left. He goes over the middle, gets the pass. First down. Nice play Chandler to Jamal Anderson, and the Falcons pick up a first down.
That's one thing about Jamal Anderson. Not only can he run the football and be effective on the ground, he can throw it. Seen that. He can catch it, and not just, you know, one of those thud chest catches. He's got hands.
He had to remind Dan Reeves in preseason that he was a pretty good receiver. Caught 49 passes last season.
That's right.
Chandler 14 for 24. One touchdown. 24-yarder to Michael Haynes. First down Falcons at the Lions 39. Chandler. Santiago tight end. Santiago over the 20. Inside the 10.
Oh, he got lucky. Oh.
Falcons will still have it inside the Lions 10 at the 8-yard line. And O.J. Santiago got wide open on the play.
Nice job. It came with the bootleg. Rolled out and threw back the opposite way. That's been the most effective way for them to neutralize the rush this afternoon. And every time they've done it, they've had time to throw the football. Like I said, get back to your tight end. A lot of times people forget about your tight end, and that's the guy that kills you the most.
Just caught 2 passes on this drive. First and goal at the 9-yard line for the Falcons. Threatening to regain the lead, and another timeout used. As Chandler, upset, didn't like the formation, calls timeout, and the Falcons have already used up all their timeouts in the second half. Still 10:44 to go in the fourth. Falcons first and goal at the Lions 9.
One interesting thing I've noticed, Mark Carrier still out of the lineup for the Detroit Lions at safety. Ron Rice, he's in there. Now, this is a crucial situation down by the goal line. Atlanta might think of attacking number 28.
Ron Rice replacing the injured Mark Carrier. Shane Bonham is in at left end. And Robert Porcher is out for the Lions. Anderson and Christian in the backfield. Terrence Mathis in motion. Chandler with time, completes to Mathis, and he's down to the goal line. The ball fumbled out of bounds. Falcons want a touchdown call. It's just short of the goal line.
Terrence Mathis drags all the way across the field underneath. Detroit was in a deep zone, hugging the goal line. There he is, in motion. He's going to come across and work all the way shallow. Now, Chris looks deep to short. He doesn't find anything, but he knows he's got Terrence running low.
Came up inches short of the goal line. Anderson, touchdown Falcons. A 90-yard drive for the Atlanta Falcons concludes with Jamal Anderson going over from inches away, and the Falcons have regained the lead.
That was going to be a tough one. Christian leading up in there. Jamal Anderson, that's a lot of beef coming through a small area.
Third time in the game, the Falcons have led 3-0, 10-7. And now with 6 on the board.
The only thing that hurts Atlanta right now, when I look up at that timeouts left board, they got none. And this looks like one of those games that could get to where they may need some timeouts.
Morton Anderson puts it through, and the Falcons have a 17-14 lead. Jamal Anderson was injured earlier, comes back to score the touchdown on the short run up the middle. Falcons with a 17-14 lead, 9:57 to go, fourth quarter. Jamal Anderson capping off a 5-minute, 10-second drive for the Falcons. And 2 key plays with the passes to the tight end. Morton Anderson with the kick, hitting Glenn Milburn 3 yards deep, and he brings it out with some blockers. Finds an opening. Milburn across the 30. Down to the 37-yard line. Rough Stephen Hamilton swings him down. Otherwise, it might have been touchdown for Glenn Milburn.
I thought Milburn did that all on his own because the wedge started a little bit late. Now Schlesinger, he's got to start the wedge. You can see they're coming. They're a couple steps late, but he's patient and he picks his holes, and that's the one characteristic of a great kickoff return man. They can run full speed but under great control.
42-yard return for Glenn Milburn from their own 38. Off the play fake. Mitchell wants to go deep.
Nice call.
Too high.
Too high.
Intended for
That's all Scott. And I'll tell you, they better quit messing with Ray Buchanan on that other side. But really, hey, Ronnie Bradford's held up well too. Ron Meeks, the defensive back coach, has done an outstanding job with this group today. They came in here as guys who probably were going to get toasted up a lot, but it hasn't worked out that way.
Mitchell has not been able to click with Johnny Morton in the game. And Mitchell has been incomplete on 6 consecutive passes now. Sanders off the draw. Good tackle on the play by Dan Owens.
That's another thing the Falcons have done great today. When they get a hold of Barry, they hold on and don't let go. How many times you see him miss tackles, use his stiff arm? That hasn't happened today.
Pick up a 3 on the play, make it 2 to the 40-yard line, and bring up a 3rd and 8. Scott Mitchell, 11 for 25, 180 yards in the game. And 0 for his last 6. Short drop, pressure on, incomplete. Intended for the tight end David Sloan. Ronnie Bradford broke it up.
Another great play. Ronnie Bradford, a free agent from Arizona. Okay, he comes in. They expect him to help and back up for Michael Booker, the rookie first rounder that they draft. But it doesn't work out that way. There he is inside the slot. I mean, these guys have made plays. All of that is a great play. Working your way around the tight end's body, getting all ball and no man.
Kinchin from the 10 off the punt by John Jett. Some nice moves up to the 24-yard line. Eric Stokes, backup tight end, in to make the tackle on Todd Kinchin. 8:48 to go, 4th quarter. The Falcons have the lead and the ball.
That's Ron Meeks, the Falcons defensive back coach. The reason he's here, last year he was at Cincinnati. The Bengals led the NFL in interceptions and passes broken up. So I would say that he's doing his job. On the phone, calling home, saying, hey, I'm ATV.
First down for the Falcons at their own 24-yard line, leading 17-14. Mark Carrier still out for the Lions. Jamal Anderson with a nice cutback. Gets about 3 on the play.
See, now this is where, 8:40 and running, you're up by 3. This is where you want to pound like crazy with your run game and Jamal Anderson.
Well,
bring in another tight end and just keep the ball on the ground, but he goes out.
And Byron Hanspard, the rookie from Texas Tech.
Even if it's not Anderson, you got to run the ball. You got to keep it on the ground. You got to move the clock. Clock efficiency right now is the key.
Henry's likes Hanspard. He's got great speed. Haynes and Mathis are the wide receivers. Santiago in motion. Hanspard trying to get outside. Picks up about 4 on the play, close to the 30-yard line. Kerwin Waldrop chased him down.
And you know, Sam, I look on the sidelines here. The Lions defense is on the field. Antonio London, 55. He's on the sidelines. He's got something wrapped around his hamstring.
George Jameson is in for him.
That's a big blow now because in their nickel package, he becomes a rusher a lot of time. We know that they've been able to get great heat up the field.
Ball just short of the 30-yard line. 3rd and a long 4 for the Falcons. Harold Green in the backfield. O'Shea almost jumped offside. Chandler sends everybody out. Goes to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Michael Haynes. Corey Raymond covering on the play, and another hit on Chris Chandler. This one by Kerwin Waldrop.
Chris Chandler is like the little engine that could. You know, he keeps getting up, and it's all hits after the throw for him.
Man.
That time he got a back shot.
So nothing happens on that offensive series for the Falcons. And Dan Straczynski will punt it away. High kick. Milburn waves for a fair catch at the 35. And the Lions, plenty of time left. 7:09 to go in the fourth quarter. The Lions will take over. Bobby Ross trying to get his team going offensively. They have struggled. Sanders has been held quiet for most of the game. Scott Mitchell's passing has been erratic. He has been incomplete in his last 7.
I still think they're down on carries for Sanders.
Mitchell being rushed. Heavy pressure, and he throws it away, and he got bumped as he was going out of bounds, and Mitchell is shaking a little bit. He's slow getting up. It was a big-time chase sequence.
That was better than any James Bronson movie.
Man. John Mitchell.
This is a huge series. This is a huge series for Detroit. Because they have not been able to sustain anything, and the big plays have gotten the points in the game.
Mitchell sends everybody out. Over the middle for Sloan, incomplete. Try to get it to the tight end. William White was there. The pass a little high, and now Mitchell is 0 for his last 9.
That time they're trying to go to the tight end. The tight end has been a guy, Sloan, who has not been heard from much this game. I don't know. That's a close ball. I've seen that ball caught. I mean, it's nitty-gritty time now for Detroit. They have got to move the chains here on this series.
Both wide receivers to the left side. Milburn is in at the right side. Pressure. Mitchell goes down. Chuck Smith got him. And you can hear the boos directed at the Lions.
Chuck Smith is an outside, around the corner speed guy. And unless there's a left tackle, you have the feet. There he is right there. To move with him, you're going to get beat. See, he just used the hands and just went right around Ray Roberts. Ray Roberts is a big guy. But if you don't bring your feet with you, all that weight and muscle doesn't help.
Great kick by John Jett. Fair catch. Called for by Todd Kinchin. And the Falcons take over with 6:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Richard Roundtree heads an incredible ensemble cast in 413 Hope Street, the most powerful place on television this fall. Premiering Thursday, September 11th, only on Fox. When are you going to get a part in one of these shows?
I don't know, my Q quotient, what do they call it, Q factor, Q quotient, it went down last year, so. I'm on hiatus.
I like the birdcage.
I had a good part in that. I was a reporter. I was happy with that. It was fun. The residual check's even better.
There you go. It's very important. First and 10 on the 22 for the Falcons. Jamal Anderson takes the pitch. And a great job by Robert Porcher. Boy, he wouldn't let go of Jamal Anderson.
Porcher has done what he said he would do. Come out and make his presence felt. Right here on the outside, Porcher does a good job of getting back outside after he reads what the play is. But then look at the pursuit. That's Reggie Brown, 59. That's what they wanted from this guy last year. He was hurt on and off, but they got it back this game so far.
Loss of 5 on the play, back to the 17. Second and 15 for the Falcons. Lions defense urging the fans to get involved. Chandler hit as he throws. Intercepted by Stephen Boyd.
Once again, though, it starts with the pressure. Every time you see Chandler throw the ball, someone's hanging off him. Porcher around the outside. He beats Anton Davis, and look, he just gets a piece of that arm, and then a great interception by Stephen Boyd, 57. And people talk about what Stephen Boyd isn't and whether or not he has replaced a Spielman and all that kind of stuff, but he's a smart guy who's not going to waste any steps. And now he makes a big play.
He's made 2 big plays. The fumble recovery,
2 huge plays.
Yep.
If there's a player of the game for Detroit right now, it'd have to be. Oh, look at this.
Oh, Mitchell fumbled the snap, but he got it back. Oh, man. Almost disastrous.
See, this is what I'm talking about for Atlanta. You know, no matter what has happened, no matter what Detroit has given in terms of turnovers and all that, seems like they just can't take advantage of the opportunity in full.
2nd down.
And they never really were able to get Jamal in. Both teams were never really able to get the run game
No, not at all.
on track. And I attribute that to great defensive hustle scheme by the opposing team.
2nd and 10 for the Lions at the Falcons 25. 5:20 remaining, 4th quarter clock running. Falcons leading 17-14. Mitchell checking off at the line. Everybody out. For Herman Moore. Touchdown.
Once again, Herman Moore working on the left side of the field, a side he didn't work on much last year and the years before. They went to the post corner route. That's a real hard route to defend. And I'll tell you what, Sam, it was a great catch, and it was a perfect throw by Scott Mitchell.
Herman Moore's had a big game.
Huge game.
He had one that he just barely stepped out of bounds. It would have been a big gain for him. He's had a real big game.
Once again, it goes back to turnovers for the Atlanta Falcons. Last year, led the NFC in the worst giveaway takeaway ratio at -18.
So now it's the Falcons who have to try and come back again. This game has gone back and forth.
See, now this is where Atlanta approaches a trouble zone. Right here, that's Herman Moore. He's working on Buchanan. He's going to work in here and then get to the outside. That is tough coverage for Ray Buchanan. He gets a jam. He's running in the hip pocket. The coverage is there. That's a perfect throw. Perfect throw, perfect catch. That's football. Ray, watch right here. He gets the jam. He slows him down. Gets a little hold right there. But he's in what they call the hip pocket. He could steal Herman's wallet if he wants to. But you see the way Herman put his hands up kind of late, not right away. That's so Buchanan couldn't jump on it. Well, that's tough football.
Scott Mitchell was pumped.
He's fired up.
Well, he broke a streak of 9 consecutive incomplete passes with that one. But he went to the money man, Herman Moore.
He did.
Ray Buchanan beaten on the play. There was a flag. There was a personal foul after the extra point try, and it's against the Lions.
Well, those are the plays as a cornerback where you just have to say, okay, I did this, I did that right, I did this right. He caught it. It's a good throw, good catch. You line up and do it again.
Dan Reeves.
See, Sam, Atlanta has no timeout. Now, there's 5 minutes left on the clock. They haven't run the ball well at all the last 2 series. And then they kept throwing it. And I don't know what's going on here with Bobby Ross.
It's a penalty, a personal foul called on Ray Roberts.
Right.
And
Ray has been getting into it all day long with Dan Owens. He got into it. Somebody else.
John Mitchell smiling as the Lions have taken the lead for the 3rd time of the game. 7-3, 14-10, and now 21-17.
Okay, but now look what that penalty has done to the Detroit Lions. I mean, we're cheering, everything's going on here, but the Falcons are getting ready to get great field position when they need it the most.
Jason Hansen will kick off from his own 15-yard line.
You go from the 30 back to your own 15.
Byron Hanspard and Todd Kinchin are deep for the Falcons. They're standing around their own 15.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to kick it high, because you drive it, all that means is that The receiving team's going to get the ball faster and start taking it up the field. He needs hang time.
Gets it away. Did drive it. Oh, good kick. Pinching back to the 6. Across the 20. Trying to find the wall, but a great tackle by Scott Kowalkowski.
Yeah, well, he didn't listen to me. He drove it. He darn near drove it in the end zone.
That was some kick.
See, Kinchin, they were a little bit, they short-stepped a little bit, came up. They were a little bit too far up the field.
Kowalkowski, special teams specialist, backup linebacker.
You might remember the name Kowalkowski if you're a Lions fan. His father Bob played for the team back in '66.
Falcons from their own 24. Mathis and Emmanuel, the wide receivers. Harold Green in the backfield with Bob Christian. Blitz is on. They pick it up, and the pass almost intercepted. Bad throw. It was through the hands of Corey Raymond.
I think the Falcons are pretty much in a pass mode right now. The run has just about been abandoned, and they're going to put this thing in the air. Putting it in the air got them in trouble the last time out.
4:50 to go. Fourth quarter. Chandler on second down. Everybody out. Short to Bob Christian. Short pickup. Got about 6, maybe 7 on the play. Stephen Boyd and Reggie Brown in on the stop. Bob Christian, originally a Falcons draft pick. He was cut, went to the Chicago Bears, spent 3 years with the Bears, 2 years with the Carolina Panthers. As I mentioned earlier, last year on IR when he tore a pectoral muscle. Missed the entire season. Here's a big play. 3rd and 3.
And Antonio London, hamstring wrapped up in all. He's out there, number 55.
3 wide receivers in for the Falcons. Chandler. Intercepted by Reggie Brown. He's going for a touchdown.
We'll score.
The Lions defense has done it in this game with big plays.
2 turnovers, last 2 series, no movement on the ground, running the football. That's a quick way to lose a game. They went from leading to in it to now just about out of it.
Hansen for the extra point. Stephen Boyd, fumble recovery for a touchdown. Boyd's interception leading to the touchdown pass from Mitchell to Moore, and now Reggie Brown with the interception for a touchdown. The defense has produced for the Lions. The kick is good, and the Lions have the biggest lead of the game. 11 points. It's 28-17.
Reggie Brown right over there. He's going to buzz back in this part of the field. They're going to be in a zone look all the way across the board. Gets a decent jam and then just comes underneath. You know, those are things that quarterbacks usually see. But with the hits that Chandler's taken all day, people around him as he's throwing the football, he just misses it. Right there was Reggie Brown. He just buzzes out and helps out in the flat. Trying to go to the tight end like we talked about.
Good play by Reggie Brown. The second-year man out of Texas A&M, first-round draft pick last year, and Chris Chandler. He's had a tough day, taken a lot of hits, and a couple of costly mistakes. Defense, the Lions defense coming up big. 3:57 to go, fourth quarter. And the Lions with a 28-17 lead. Hansen to kick off. yard deep. Trying to find a hole. Good tackle on the play. Flag goes down late. Eric Stokes, the tight end, tripped him up. And Ben Hanks finished it off. We'll check out the flag here. Holding call. Against the Falcons, another penalty. This has been a penalty-filled game for the Falcons.
You talk about, okay, Detroit's offense struggling a little bit.
Holding number 94 during the return. The penalty enforced. First down.
Henri Crockett.
Henri. Detroit's offense struggling a little bit, except for the big plays for Herman Moore. So what does the defense do? They make plays themselves. 2 touchdowns by the defense. One in the interception, one by the pickup by Boyd.
13 penalties in the game for the Falcons. They go on offense at their own 11-yard line. Chandler dumps it off to Harold Green. Green gets away. Good pickup by Harold Green. Whoa. He's still going out of bounds up around the 39-yard line.
Nice play call, too. Everybody in the place knows you got to pass the ball. Well, you can pass it, but a screen is kind of like an extended handoff. Very nice.
Green made that one happen. 28-yard pickup for the Falcons. Harold Green coming over as a free agent from the St. Louis Rams. Spent 6 years with Cincinnati before going to St. Louis. First and 10 for the Falcons, their own 39. Antonio London coming from the outside. Pass wide of Michael Haynes. And another hit.
See the
on
pressure
Chris Chandler.
once again. It scares me to see what that hit chart looks like on him. Hurries, sacks, pressures.
And that's a great job by the Lions, as we've mentioned. The Falcons have a big front line, offensive line. They outweigh the Falcons by a good, the Lions by a good 25 pounds.
Well, like I say, the thing talked about all week was, okay, we're little guys, well, we got to play like big guys. We got to use what we have. And speed is what they have.
Second and 10. Chandler goes short, completes to Emmanuel, and he's wrapped up in a hurry. Stephen Boyd, Antonio London, and on the stop after a 4-yard pickup. A big third down play for the Falcons with time running out, and the Falcons have no timeouts remaining. They used them up early. Chandler, no huddle, gets everybody set. Everybody out. Pressure. Shane Bonham's got him. Shane Bonham in, replacing Robert Porcher, who's had a big game. Or may have been tired, but Bonham with good pressure and gets the sack. Lions defense doing a great job, and the Falcons will go for it. It's 4th down and 12. Falcons have to get to the 49-yard line. Pressure on Chandler. He steps up and he finds Bert Emanuel. First down.
That's a big-time catch in a big-time situation. Bert Emanuel. Well, he's made some big plays.
Oh, that was a huge play for the Falcons.
Come across the middle like that. The quarterback says, I'm going to send you across the middle. He doesn't know if the safety's waiting there to take his head off or not. Stretches out, gives it up for the program.
Well thrown pass. Great catch by Emanuel. First down at the Lions 46. Clock running with 2:08 to go. Chandler steps up, going deep down the sideline for Michael Haynes. And it's intercepted by Greg Jeffries at the 1-yard line. And again, the Lions come up with a big defensive play.
I thought Chris was a little premature here. He moved the ball nice on the play before. He tried to go for it all at once. I don't know if he had to do that because Jeffries 25 has great position on Mike Haynes. You're going to see it here. See, Jeffries looking at the quarterback. but he gets his butt back in time to see the ball come off of Chris Chandler's hand, and then he's right there for the interception. Good job.
The Lions pick off another one. 2-minute warning, with the Lions leading the Falcons 28-17. 2 minutes left in the game, and the Lions have had 3 interceptions in the second half. Tonight on Fox, a special, Diana, the People's Princess, in the aftermath of the tragic death of Princess Diana. Then The Simpsons at 8 o'clock, followed by King of the Hill, and then at 9, The X-Files. Tonight on Fox. Chris Chandler, 20 for 36, 290 yards, 1 touchdown pass, 3 interceptions, all in the second half. Quarterback sneak by Scott Mitchell, trying to get away from the goal line. May have gotten half a yard. The ball's on the 1-yard line.
It's a shame Jeffries couldn't get himself into the end zone there. He ends up being right on the 1-yard line. He'll take the pick. Bobby would like to have it on the 20.
Dan Reeves has had success down through the years in opening games, but not today. For Bobby Ross, it'll be a good start, but a lot of work to be done for the Lions, who offensively were very inconsistent, but the defense came up with big plays. Mitchell, quarterback sneak again on 2nd down. Falcons can't stop the clock. They have no timeouts remaining. Herman Moore with a big game, one of the great receivers in the NFL. 229 catches over the last 2 seasons coming into today. Jamal Anderson, he was kept quiet for the most part.
Well, so was the other back on the other side.
Barry Sanders, yeah.
And they have to feel good about that. But one thing, people question Bobby Ross coming up here. Why do you want to go from a team like San Diego to a team like Detroit? Well, when you look at what Detroit has, he's got a better running game here than he had in San Diego. He's better on the perimeter at wide receiver here than he was in San Diego. Herman Moore is proof of that.
Mitchell again keeps it. 30 seconds to go as the clock winds down. And that's it. The final seconds will tick off as the players exchange pleasantries. Bobby Ross goes over to see Dan Reeves. And good luck all around. The Lions win their home opener, beating the Atlanta Falcons 28-17. The defense leading the way to 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on their own, and 1 that set up a touchdown. 3 interceptions. Stephen Boyd, Reggie Brown, and Greg Jeffries producing the interceptions as the Lions come up with the big plays to win it 28-17. We'll be back in just a moment.